This is The Mountainside, and joining us in the studio for this episode is Evan Jeffries. He's an active Denver firefighter with a 20-year-plus career, entrepreneur, co-founder and owner of The Lazy Butcher, and recently Black Hat Cattle Company. Evan has a lot of history here locally. We had an incredible conversation today. Even though he's been a neighbor and in the Mountainside community for some time, Evan's support has been unwavering, and honored and privileged to have him on. Enjoy
Here
the
we go.
episode.
Evan, welcome to the Mountainside, Evergreen local. I am super stoked to have you in, man. You've been on my short list for some time. I think I frequent one of your restaurants, one of your three basically restaurants, right?
Two at the moment. Third's coming, though.
Okay, well,
yeah.
The Butcher, I can kind of consider that like a separate entity, right?
Yeah, technically. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you are correct.
What I'm getting at is you feed this fat kid a lot. So, and for people that don't know or haven't been in the area, man, like hands down, the best barbecue, steak, meat in general. And I wouldn't call it exotic, but like bison, elk, rattlesnake, right? Didn't you have like rabbit and rattlesnake
sausage?
Let's go. Yeah. All this niche stuff, man, that you just don't get. Like, I'm not going to go out and hunt rabbits and rattlesnakes at the same time to make sausage. Right. So I'd rather just come buy it from the butcher.
That's right.
But man, you're a man of many hats, no pun intended. And thanks for the Black Hat.
You got it, my man.
Owner, operator of the Black Hat, or co-owner, operator of the Black Hat, Lazy Butcher, Cowboy Lounge. Are you still up at Cabin Creek, or didn't you brew beer up there or something?
I started that one. I sold that about 3 years ago. So,
okay.
I exited out of that one and just trying to keep things a little more centralized, a little closer to where I'm at, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But then also own and operate a ranch, right?
Yeah, so I have a business partner. We're transitioning some of that. So we had Lazy Acre Beef. We had a USDA processing facility. We actually offloaded that to another entity there. So somebody else is running that. Management, that was like 3 hours away. And without being able to put my hands on something, that was too hard to actually, day-to-day operations. And my business partner just couldn't quite cut the mustard. So we're transitioning our cattle operation actually up to Steamboat. We're going to start running up there with Fitch Ranch and kind of lean back into expanding that. So get back into trying to supply as much as we possibly can to our beef operations, both the restaurants that supply beef.
That's
and the
so
butcher.
cool. So it's farm to table pretty much, right?
For the most part,
or ranch to table.
That's how it started out, and then we outpaced our supply. So pretty much any restaurant, if you're trying to do true farm to table, you got to supplement. So what matters is where you supplement, right? So trying to work with brands that, local Colorado ranches, regional, kind of worst case scenario. So trying to stay within a 4-state, the worst case scenario is you try and stay within a 4-state region essentially, and make sure that whoever you're working with has raising to the same standards. So that's where we're at currently, but there's some tax incentives that's allowing us to kind of get back in and rebuild our herd up to a point where the goal is we supply about 80% of what we do every year. Right now, we're way low on that, but it takes time. I mean, it's 18 months from birth to slaughter for a cow.
It's crazy.
So, selling through a lot of what we have, we've had to kind of pivot in the last 12 months and taking on Black Hat, I'd be killing 40 cows a week to
really
supply both restaurants. Yeah, like it's just between briskets and steaks and all that. So it's okay. It's a good problem to have, but we want to stay true to what we're doing. So we're kind of recapitalizing and trying to build that herd back quick. Yeah. So the goal is within 4 years we've got about 200 cow calf pair. That'll supply a majority of what we need to do, and then we'll always have to supplement. It's just the way it is.
It's so incredible, man, because I am so picky when it comes to eating meat.
Right.
Like, so picky.
Same.
And beef specifically, because I know where my elk, I know where my mule deer comes from.
Right?
Yeah, but it's a problem when you don't kill one. You know, that's a major problem. And
it is.
If you're trying to eat clean. So that's freaking awesome, man. That's truly amazing. On top of that, like I didn't even get to finish your intro, you're full-time firefighter too, right? At Denver?
That is correct. Yeah, I've been doing that. I'm going on, this is my 20th year. So I'm technically a chauffeur, so engineer. I drive. I've got every little boy's dream, which is I drive a ladder truck. I get to honk at everybody, get to blow my horn at them, blow through intersections, and drive like an asshole, you know? So it's been a really rewarding career, but I'm ready, honestly, to transition out of that and just kind of maybe in the next couple of years and just really focus on what we're building business-wise, because it's really important to me what we're doing. So
it's so cool, man. First of all, how long have you been at the Denver Fire?
So I've been 20 years, so 2006.
Wow.
So I'll hit my 20th year December 1st, which ironically is my son's birthday is 11/29 of 06. So I started the day after he was born. Yeah, but I was so committed. He was born in another state. I was so afraid that they wouldn't take me if I didn't show up the first day. I missed his birth. I was like, I just didn't think they would understand. It's very militaristic, and it's like, you don't fucking show up, you're shit canned. I'm like, well, I'll be there because this is important. Right. So important that I missed my son's birth, which I regret at some level, but you know, we got a great relationship. So it's all good. But
yeah, I think that's what truly matters, right?
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean,
as much as you'd want to be there, but I know so many people that do that for, man, people that serve the community, man. Right. It's kind of like,
it's a byproduct.
That's why my hat goes off to it, man. So yeah, thanks for all your service, man, in that. And I'm sure that there's many hurdles that come with that the general public has no idea, and the implications that it plays on a family.
Yeah. And
not only that, what you see and what you bring home, right? Like that's crazy, man. So respect, man. 20-year career, that's a freaking long time. I come from a family of firefighters, so I know some of the dirt on it, you know?
Yeah, you know all that.
I still got family members that are down at like West Metro and stuff now. So cool. They're still running and fighting blazes or whatever. Or going to more car accidents, I think, than anything, but...
Yeah, right now, I mean, it's majority medical calls and rescue. There's so much prevention emphasis that, you know, any new building that goes up really isn't going to burn, you know, so which is good. I mean, from the general public's perspective, that's great.
But that's the fun shit to do, right?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't become a firefighter to not fight fire. So there's always this double-edged sword where people are like, you know, they're like, well, why do you do it? I'm like, well, I want to run into a fucking burning building, bro. Like, that's what I want to do. I want to save that person's life, but I don't want them to die. You know, it's this like catch-22, you know.
Yeah.
But
yeah, no, it's wild. I always, with my little bit of photography background, like one of my favorite things to photograph is fire.
Yeah.
And I always thought, man, it would be so badass to follow firefighters into a fire and take photos, which will never freaking happen.
Right.
I have seen a couple photographers that have done it, but I think that they were like firefighters, and then getting your gear to hold up in there and stuff. Like,
oh, yeah. Well,
probably all these camera lenses are made out of plastic. You'd probably just be holding lenses of glass and
it would
melted plastic.
They make little cameras. Like there's guys that put them on their helmets. Like we're in Denver, we're not supposed to do that. I don't, but I've seen guys that do. And it's pretty unique to be able to relive that experience, because you don't. Like we run into a building or we're strip cutting a roof or punching ladder trucks through windows or whatever. That's it, right? You don't get to see it again. So for us, sometimes being able to relive that video a moment is very beneficial from a training perspective. But it just gives you a little bit more. There's an art there too, like from the photography.
Oh, 100%. Like I'm working with a trainer right now that's helping me out at the gym, and I look like an Instagrammer when I go into the gym now. It's so fucking embarrassing.
You're that
guy. The shit he's got me doing too is just so gay.
Yeah.
It's so gay, dude. But I love you, Mel. And shout out to Reaper Cartel Strength, man. Like solid people. And it has me the strongest I've been in. God, I don't know. It's not about like bodybuilding or anything or like physique. It's just feeling fucking good, strong, right?
And us big boys got to be. We got to be that way. It is what it is, baby.
Right. You look strong. You better be strong, right?
That's right. Right.
Yeah. But anyways, like one of the things that he has me do is video myself doing like squats or like the core lifts, and he's just picking me apart in it. But then I can also go back, what I've realized, and watch and be like, even after that first set, be like, oh, I was lifting my heels a little bit there. I need to, my back needs to be straighter or whatever. So, I could see why that would be super helpful in the training scenario, especially when you have adrenaline going or like you're in the moment, right? Like,
well, it's just badass to watch again, I'll be honest.
Yeah, let's go. I'm all about it.
Another
I would watch it, and I'm not even a firefighter. You know what I mean? Crazy stuff. Man, how do you manage all of that. There's so much going on. Like, and I know you have business partners in a lot of your endeavors, but that seems like a lot to manage.
It is, but I tell you what, I never complain about it because I enjoy the shit out of it, right? Mm-hmm. And I get that question a lot from people, and I don't ever say this back to other people, but when people ask me how to do that, I look at some people, and you're a high efficiency individual, and I look at people and I go, you know what, this is what
careful.
This is what I was built to do. Like I call it a previous life, but I was married before or whatever. And it's not that I was held back, but I let myself be held back. And once I exited that previous life, where I'm at now, there's nothing holding me back. And what I look at is there's all this opportunity out there. And it fills me up to be able to participate at all these different levels. Like that is like, these are my hobbies and it's what I like doing. And if I like doing it, why wouldn't I do it? Right. So it fills me up to do all this, whether I'm sitting on the fireboard or volunteering or, I can see, it's like I'm a visionary, right? I can see stuff and I know how to execute it and implement it. I'm not just going to talk about the dream. I'm going to execute that thing. And that's what fills me up. And so my wife, like she gets it. Right. But the reality is a lot of people don't understand that. Like I don't have a hobby. I don't go golf. I don't play Xbox. I don't do any of that shit. Like I work, I build, I ranch. It's what fills me up and I like doing it. So I used to be told that I couldn't do that. I had to do all these other things. You had to fit like society's norm. No, I don't have to do that, man. You got one life. I'm going to build this thing. I'm going to do what fills me up. And yeah, I'm going to push the limits and I'm going to be busy as shit. But I like doing it. If I ever start complaining about it, it means I need to stop. Right.
This is exactly why I wanted to have you on, because you and I are very similar when it comes to that. Like we were talking before I hit record, like the podcast is my favorite thing that I do.
Yeah.
But then I have all these other, I work for a company full time.
Right. Yeah.
I have another business, So it's like, sometimes it's like juggling, but
you like doing it.
But what I have is like, it's creative control over a lot of different things. And I think that's what I really like about it. Do you find that in some of the businesses that you run? Because like what you guys are doing is super successful. Like the marketing side of it, the food, the quality. Right. There's a lot of creative control in that.
There is, and there's a lot of delegation that has to happen too. So you bring it up. To me, it's all leadership, right?
You're right.
And I'll get on the creativity side of it, but it all comes back to leadership, right? And we're not micromanagers, Scott and I. So Scott McKenzie is my business partner on both.
Great guy, by the way. Shout out.
Fucking phenomenal, dude. Yeah. So that guy knows his shit. He's operations forward. We both have clean lines of what we do. And, we stay in our fucking lanes. Occasionally I drift into his lane. He's got to fucking remind me and smack me back out. But it's pretty rare he ever comes into my lane. You know what I mean? Yeah. So we work really well that way. But from a creativity perspective, short story on that one, I never thought I was a creative individual, right? But I sat down with Ron Isaacson from the Creative Arts District, which is a newly formed entity. And we were having this conversation. I said, listen, I'm not a creative guy. They were asking me to sit on a task force for culinary stuff. So that's not who I am. What I do is I build stuff. I see that's what I like doing. Mm-hmm. And he came back later and he goes, I would actually disagree with you. You are creative, right? You are visionary. That's a form of, being creative. And so systematically, he flipped over my whole mindset in one conversation where I'm like, you're right. I am an artist, and you are too, in our different ways, but not in the way I look at somebody, painting a skateboard or something. Like, I think that's art. Right.
Yeah.
But what you and I do is art. Right. And so I don't know. I guess it's changed my mind a little bit about the creativity side of it. And I don't know. I think we're well formed in what we're doing. We're well intentioned, and we treat our people well. We pay them well, and with
that's the most gratifying thing for me is being able to give some money to some people that like just build a team, because everything that I do,
it's key.
I don't do on my own, and it's kind of like that camaraderie, and it's always. I only have good people around, like Maddie or like people that truly have my back.
Right.
I enjoy being around.
Right.
There's much more of a personal level to it than there is even just business. Like
100%. Yeah. I wouldn't do to me, when you build something, you have to build the right concept. The money will follow. Right. If you're worried about everybody that I see do restaurants that's not doing well, or they're just trying to manage the bottom line. But the reality is you got your people. Your people are the bottom line. Mm-hmm. You got to take care of them. You got to make sure they're well. And when you do, you're right, then what happens? Everything works.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Yeah, for me, that's there's a term out there in the restaurant industry, which is there's a lot of restaurants are Cisco kitchens, right? They just pull everything off the truck, they throw it in a fryer. There's no creativity there. But those concepts never work. So for us, it was like trying to disrupt that a bit and say, all right, how do we do this where we're 100% scratch with what we're coming out from? Just like Evergreen Brewery, right? They're doing the same thing. And there's other restaurants, Wildflower.
Well, the Wildflowers like that
they're crushing
too, right?
it. Yep.
Like Josh down there and just, Aaron and Jeremy and everybody that's kind of involved, like
they're elevated.
The Friday night thing or the Friday night dinners, right? And it's like when you had me at Bison Tartar, Josh, you know what I mean? Like I will be there.
Yes.
And unfortunately I missed that, but it's like those creative things and stuff that you didn't
that's what people want.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's, if you got to shake it up, you got to mix it up, you got to change it, but you got to take care of your bottom line too. So I don't know. That's part of what's fun for us. I mean, Black Hat, it's not like we came in there and completely flipped it over. Right. I mean, if you went there,
it was a good spot before you guys took it over.
It was great. Yeah. I mean, the menu is probably 90% the same. So we're not super creative there, but what we did is we took the service level too, and we changed the experience a little bit and elevated some of the other aspects that weren't quite where they wanted. And it's created this, like I don't think I even knew quite what we had created until we're 3 months in. I went, holy shit. Like we created a 5-star restaurant where you get up and go to the bathroom and they fold your napkin when you come back. And I'm not blue collar.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little uncomfortable for me, right? And this is our place.
My MO is when we go out to these like fancy like steak dinners and stuff like that in the industry that I'm in, it's like if you have to wear a collared t-shirt or a collared shirt to get in there, I don't want to be there.
Right.
Like,
right. Yeah, 100%.
Can we go to like Barry's Prime, like at Circa, right? Have you ever been there?
No, I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's a badass place. I got to take you there, man.
Hell yeah.
You got to come to Vegas with me.
I'm in.
But Barry's is fucking next level, man. It's so rad. It's such a cool experience. Just like the staff, the food is next level, the drinks.
Yeah.
And I think one of the coolest things is like when you go to eat there, if you're a VIP, which I think that's the only way I've experienced it. So maybe I'm getting the best of everything, right? Yeah. Because shout out to Marco, man. He takes such good care of me. One of the owners there. All the owners do. But I think one of the coolest things is when you go in, instead of getting that old Outback steak knife, they have half-face blades for their VIPs.
Oh, shit, yeah.
Have you ever seen a half-face blade?
Yes. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
So you're familiar with them.
Exactly
I mean,
what you're talking about,
they're fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Next level. And so like getting that to go with you, if you're spending $150 on a steak, you should have a badass knife to like cut it up with, right? And
you should.
I think the only other place that they have those knives is like French Laundry too. But it's the whole experience, right? And like part of that is the service. Like it's 100% the service. It's the people that are there. Yeah.
Well, I think you touched on it. It's the experience is such a big component for people, right? Like what ambiance did we curate at the Cowboy Lounge? Like how did we recurate what David Rodriguez had built at Black Hat to not change it, but try and elevate a little bit? And it truly all comes back to the experience, which is your people, your food, and how did you curate it? So to your point, like a half-face blade, like that alone right there becomes a memorable experience. I mean, I hear that and I can visually see exactly what you're talking about. And I go, I want that. I want to go there and do that now.
Yeah, let's go, dude.
And then so there's
any excuse to go to Barry's, dude.
There you go, right? But
and shout out to Half Face Blades. I mean, I wouldn't have that connection at Barry's if it wasn't for Beto and Half Face making that connection, So like, pretty fortunate and that on the Vegas side of stuff and with you guys too, man. You guys have been awesome, but yeah, I think it's, everybody has a Traeger grill at home or something where you can cook a pretty badass steak yourself.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's definitely that experience for sure.
It is. Yeah. We got to make it special. So
that's why it's like my go-to spot for lunch is like, if I have a guest in or something, like, let's go to the Cowboy Lounge. Cause it's just the atmosphere. Yeah. Everybody's chill. The bartenders are awesome. The food is fucking incredible. Those French fries, bro, fried in the beef tallow.
Dude.
It's like,
again, that's an experience, right?
You're right.
Yeah. I get people that come in there, they just order a basket of French fries. That's it, But then occasionally we get the vegan that comes in that can't have the French fries because that's the only thing on the menu they could have. And they're like, you do them in beef tallow? I'm
dude,
like,
you are missing out, bro.
But also,
do you eat butter?
We sell meat. We sell fucking meat here, bro. Like, what do you expect me to do? Not fry it in beef tallow? Or like, come on,
Do you guys even have anything like for a vegetarian on the menu? Is there like a Beyond Meat burger or
There's
some bullshit?
there's salad without meat is what I will say.
Let's go.
I trust me. I've
banana
had this,
pudding and
there you go. You can have dessert and coleslaw. Like I don't know what to tell you, but our demographic really isn't people, that don't eat. Even my mom, she's vegetarian, and she gives me shit. She's like, "Well, I can't eat there." I'm like, "I got a great kale salad for you with no meat. You'll love it. You'll love it."
Yeah,
but I'm not going to carry Beyond Burgers.
Dude,
and that shit.
One of the guys that I travel with constantly, he's my lighting designer. Shout out to Justin, and he's just salt of the earth.
Yeah,
vegetarian, hippie kind of dude from Ventura, but he's also a metalhead.
Yeah.
But I love this guy, man. He'll go to Barry's with me. He's like, dude, the sides at a steakhouse are the fucking best. He's like, I'll just order like 7 different sides. I don't even need a steak, dude. Like, I'm more than happy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's funny on that little side note. So I was raised a vegetarian the first 11 years of my life because of my mom. Yeah. Well, she thought she's got a great theory.
Look at you now.
Yeah. She's like, you've completely undone that the rest of your life. Don't worry. You know what I mean? I had a steak an hour and a half ago.
It's the food equivalent of like a preacher's daughter.
Yes.
There you go.
That's awesome, Maddie.
But she realized, so I got a brother and a sister. They're both older than me, but she realized about 11 years, and she's like, okay, you know what? Maybe this works for her and her body, but the rest of us need it. Like the first fucking time I ate meat, like I could just feel my body just get stronger. Like
ready to Kool-Aid man through the wall.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, bro, just keep it coming. And she's like, yeah, you're right.
Right.
But
that's crazy. So I guess we need to start diving into your interview here. Like I said, nothing here is an interview, but
I got you.
But I'm so excited to have you in here just to learn about you, because every time we see each other, it's in passing, and it's like we both got a million different things going on, or I'll have a guest with me or something.
Yeah.
So, and you're a busy guy. So I guess rewinding back to the beginning, did you grow up here in Colorado? Because there's a connection to the Evans Ranch too, right? Or
there is. So I'll give you a little. So no, I did not. I was one of the only people in my family not born in Colorado. So I'm the youngest of 3. My brother's 5 years older than me. He's a captain on the Denver Fire Department. So we actually worked together for a while, which was cool.
That's awesome.
My sister, she's the middle child, and I'm the youngest. But I was the only one not born here. So, and the reason why my mom and dad moved away is because of the ranch. And it, we owned part of the Evans Ranch that was sold off in the 70s. We still own about 1,800 acres up next to the Evans Ranch. But with land comes a few different issues, right? Money, power, and the land, right? So essentially a control thing. So my mom didn't want to participate that anymore with the rest of the family. She thought it was very caustic. So she moved us away. We moved to Eastern Washington, the middle of fucking nowhere, south of Spokane in Fairfield, Washington. There's one fucking stop sign. When you drive into the town, it says entering Fairfield, and you can see the leaving Fairfield sign. There's like 400 people there in the middle of farm country. So I was born there in a little farmhouse. So I was there for about 8 years, and then we moved over to Western Washington, where I was raised up until I was about 18, 19, and then went off to pursue being a fireman, essentially. But in that period, we came back to the ranch every summer. And we worked the ranch. I worked with my uncle, my grandma, putting up hay, running irrigation ditches. My uncle had cattle. So I got that experience. And ironically, with my mom moving all 3 of us away, we all fucking moved back to be next to the ranch. So it was kind of just like she did the right thing.
Man.
Oh, this whole community is so important to me, not just the ranch, but everything else. I mean, like I have the memories of a child of Subway being like 2 doors down from here, I think. Like there was a Subway on.
Was there?
I swear it was right across from Baskin Robbins at one point.
Man, what year would have that been?
Fuck, that would have been the 90s.
Okay.
Or late 80s.
I
don't know. Somewhere in there was a Subway somewhere over here. Or maybe it was just a sandwich shop. I forget.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah. I don't know.
But just little things like that.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Oh, the history here, because I go back like 11 generations here. So I think I'm 11th generation here in Evergreen specifically.
Okay. Yeah.
And then, they were all cattle ranchers and homesteaders, and some of the people died on the land, like defending it. Like, and
so I'm
sure
Evans our families were.
Well, it's like the Dedeses, the Evans, and then the Blackmers.
Right.
Was my family. And
So
I've talked about that a little bit on the podcast, but haven't really gotten into it because I don't know all the history. But the same sort of thing, like that land and power. And then, as generations go on, and there's no fault to any of our family and the reason why we don't have any of that land. Because I was the same way at 18 years old. This Evergreen was the worst spot in the world, dude. Like I was being born and raised here, and what I wanted to do was go see the world. Yeah. And I was like, Evergreen's holding me back, and it took me seeing the world several times over and living in California for close to, I think it was like 15 years plus.
Okay.
And then as soon as I started having kids, I was like, where do I want them to grow up?
Yeah.
Like the dirt is special here, right? Yeah. Like the dirt that you play in is special here. It's like it's like clean dirt. You know what I mean? If
your blood's here, at some level.
Yeah. And then just all the family history and being around so much family. Like I have hundreds of family members that are still in the area, whether it's Georgetown or down at West. The family is huge.
That's cool. That's cool. They're still kind of
so many kids. Yeah. And unfortunately, the only time you get to see them is at a funeral or a wedding or something like that, kind of nowadays, because just the world is so busy.
It is. Everybody's kind of got their own thing going.
Yeah.
Which is what it is.
Yeah, no, it is. So. But no, it's cool that everybody's still tight. But anyways, the boys, as the generations went on, skiing became popular. It was right before the Great Depression. Right. And I think they put a lien against the ranch. They thought cattle ranching was done, right? Like that was the thing back in the 1800s, and like cowboys are dead and we can't do it the way that we used to, type thing. So they decided that skiing was the next big venture. So they bought a bunch of excavation equipment and a ski resort and excavated it all. And then the Depression hit and they lost
everything.
It's like $1 an acre is what I was told.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
So, and prime real estate,
Yeah.
From, not to get too specific, but like all of Elk Meadow, from basically where the Dedice's property line started, theirs started where Dedice ended and went like all the way to Blackhawk or something.
Wow. I believe it.
Stupid, like all of Floyd Hill.
Yep. Well, it's good cattle country. I mean, Soda Creek, all through there. I mean, there's tons of drainages and a beautiful spot. Yeah.
So it's cool to have that like history.
Yeah.
Like I was just telling my kids this weekend, we were driving up 103 or Squaw Pass is what I like to call it.
That's what I call it. Yeah.
And
we'll touch on that
looking
later.
at the barns and stuff, I was like, those are the family barns, and it's kind of cool to have that history right around you. And then
did you guys or did you sell it, or did you put it into conservation with like
so
county? I don't know.
No, I think they sold. I don't know the details, and I have an uncle that's still alive in his 70s that I need to have on the podcast to tell that.
You should, man.
And this dude,
that'd be cool.
Yeah, he's a salt of the earth, just good old boy. He's like, cowboy, still does excavation and stuff, and still has the Blackmer name and all that.
Yeah.
Like, he's just a
stud. You gotta capture those stories.
I know.
Man.
I wish I would have done it with my grandfather, because there's so much, and I just lost him.
Now is the time. Right?
I know. Yeah, you're 100% right. I mean, so much it's the time that I bring my kids in here.
Yeah.
And I'll never release those,
Sure.
But it's just...
You're documenting them.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool, dude.
Yeah, I wish I had all this with my grandfather, because he was a firefighter at Inglewood. Actually, I just went and picked up some of his stuff, and I got these challenge coins, were his challenge coins from Inglewood.
No shit.
Yeah, from back, like, I think he was there in like the 60s and 70s.
That's crazy.
Right around then.
Denver covers that now.
Yeah.
Just
like Inglewood's gone.
Yeah.
It's like West Metro and...
it's just South Metro now. No, it's just Denver. We cover we cover all of Inglewood. We have a contract, so we backstaff their stations for them, essentially. It's still technically Inglewood, but we're just a subcontractor. So it saves them money. But that's cool, man.
Yeah, pretty cool. He was on the fire department there for, I think, over 20 years.
Yeah.
Because he was
What was his position there?
He he did a bunch of different stuff, but I know he trained a bunch of guys in like rope access stuff.
So maybe like rescue.
And then ran
like tech rescue stuff.
Yeah, he ran a snorkel.
Okay, so he was definitely
a smoke
tech
eater.
Rescue. Yeah.
There's a specific story that he would never tell me, but his firefighter buddies told me of like some roller derby chicks and a 1970s station wagon ambulance. back in the day,
Yeah,
and having to pick up a rollerblade or a roller skater off of Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some wild stuff, man.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah. And, he said the fire department was a lot different back then when he was running calls and stuff
Yeah.
yeah. They got to do a lot of stuff that the police do now, right? But different world we're living in too.
It is. Everybody's got a camera now, so now it's you gotta stay in your lane.
Yeah,
so,
totally. But yeah, no, super cool history there. But anyways, I'm sorry we kind of sidebarred off of that, but man, it's so cool that you still have a piece of that and able to operate it,
Well, we do. It's for sale. It's been for sale for a couple of years. So we, with the Evans Ranch, we hit the 70s. And again, when you get too many people involved in a family, if there's no matriarch or patriarch that's truly leading the charge, it's inevitable. Well, that's what happened. As the family got too big, we had to sell off part of it because there was one individual in the family that had a bunch of potentially illegitimate kids around the nation. So they want to protect the Evans. They want to protect the rest of the ranch basically from, somebody coming down the line. So they basically bought him out. The way they did that is they sold most of the ranch. Right. So that's when we sold off. I mean, what is now they call the Evans Ranch. Technically it was still bigger than that. But my lineage of the family, we ended up holding on to 1,700 acres. A lot of the other family ended up with only 40 or smaller pieces, just because there's different branches going through there. But we're
that's
again
still a huge chunk of land for here, man. That's
a
lot. That's
it's
awesome,
massive. But so there's 2 parcels. It's for sale now. Essentially, it's been for sale for 2 years, but there's a conservation easement on it, which we value and I really appreciate. But that really shrinks your marketability, as no developer is going to go in there.
That was your original question that I didn't answer. I just went off on some tangent.
No, you're good.
There was no trust. They sold to the Buchanans.
Right.
And some other people, I think.
But then it ended up with the county, basically, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I think the Buchanans were the ones that actually donated the land, but it was under Black Moraine, I guess.
Okay. Well, that's kind of similar.
Yeah. So they were the second owners or whatever, I guess.
Well, and that's kind of like what we did is essentially we put it in a conservation easement, and it's a similar path, right? There's just not much value for anybody to buy. On the lower 850 acres, you can build 2 homes. That's it.
Really?
That's it, which is great, for you and I as hunters and conservationists. But, nobody from Texas is going to pay top dollar to build 2 homes.
Right.
They want to come in and build 10 homes on 35
acre
tract.
There's so much land up here that just gets subdivided into. Well, look at Soda Creek or Floyd Hill now, man.
I know. So we did the right thing out there, but now we're struggling to sell it because nobody wants just two lots on the conservation property. So, anyways, but
do you care if I ask what the listing price is for that?
They're separate. So there's an upper, I call it upper and a lower piece. The lower I think is $6 million. The upper's $5 million. The upper's
Maddie. Call my banker.
Yeah, let's go.
Dude, I would love to have that, man. That place is so special to me back there, Mount Evans Wilderness. And then just, you drive along the ranch on the way back in there. And man, that is beautiful country. It's where I killed my first elk.
Same. Got a lot of core memories back there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of all kinds of stuff, dude.
All the things. Amen.
Yeah, man. It really forged me into the man that I am today is growing up in that wilderness. And dude, we used to ride our bikes up there to go camp, all the way up Creek Canyon, just a...
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to bleep that out. I don't want too many people going.
Never heard of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If you're not checking out the Mountainside Podcast on YouTube, you absolutely should be. If you like the content that we create here and you want to help support the podcast, please take a moment, subscribe to us on YouTube, and hit that notification.
That's the crazy part is I ain't dumb.
No, we're definitely going to take that part out because that's one place that I don't think I've shared it with anybody, one person up here that I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't either. It's funny. Yeah, it's hard for people to find too, which is plenty good.
Right. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's not even that, dude. That would be the 10th. That would actually be the $5 or $6 million level. Then I could just buy it.
Yeah, there you go. Right.
Close the road. Shoot at people when they go. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome, man. So I guess at what point did you move back and
So I moved back 20 years. I moved back for this job for the Denver Fire Department. So I knew I wanted to live in Colorado. So I tested. I was going to school in Oregon trying to get a fire science degree, and then I was going to get a business management degree. I realized that, I just wanted to get the job. Frankly, I didn't really care about the college side of it. So I got hired before I even got my fire science degree. And that was literally I moved back for the Denver fire job. I'd gotten offered a job in Kalispell and North Metro. I heavily considered Kalispell because I'm like,
that's a beautiful spot. Yeah.
Montana's got this there's this nagging thing in the back of my head. It's like, you got to go. You got to just go. And I knew if I went up there, I'd never come back here. And with the ranch and my uncle being here, I was like, no, Colorado's where I need to be. So I anchored in. And so that was 20 years ago when I moved back here full time. And I've been here ever since. And we don't have any plans to ever leave because with that ranch sale, we're actually keeping some of the property. So I'll end up keeping some property I can build a house on.
Cool. You'll be my neighbor, dude.
Bingo.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
I just got to make $5 or $6 million or both or $11 million real quick.
I mean, it's been 2 years and hasn't sold. I mean, maybe just go in and lowball it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Well, when I come up with the 10, we'll
there
talk.
You go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no, that's awesome, man.
But so 20 years ago, and so at that point, my uncle, who is literally like a father to me as well. Like he's the one I grew up ranching with, him and my grandma, and my dad really wasn't around much growing up. So he was kind of my mentor, my father figure. And so I got into ranching with him. So I took over his hay operation, and he phased out of cows and I got into cows. Right. So it was kind of like I had the perfect mentor to kind of lead me through that, to kind of say, hey, here you go. You want to do all this shit? You want to do forestry work? You want to do noxious weed work, understand water rights, the whole 9 yards. And he just laid the groundwork for me to get into all of that, made all the right connections. And I just took it and just started going. And
the water rights thing is insane.
It's crazy, man. I missed the boat on that one 10 years ago from an investment
perspective. Is there water rights with the property too?
There are, but they're junior. You really got
for the agricultural purposes.
If you don't have senior water rights, I mean, and our water rights are from the 1878, and you're like, oh, that's got to be senior. Nah, there's 10,000 people ahead of us.
That's so insane, man.
And so,
how many people were here then? My family and your family, pretty much, a couple families.
Yeah, it all goes down the tributary though. You gotta, it's not like Montana is first person on the river, the highest owns the highest water rights. In Colorado, it's not the same way.
Okay.
Colorado is all based upon when your ancestors filed for the right. Well, back in the 1800s, it was messy as shit. People were filing nothing. They made it to court. There was backstabbing deals. So they tried to
the Wild West, dude.
Fucking A, dude. Yeah. So 1935, they reset everything and they brought everybody in, at least.
Plus, you have the whole mining industry here.
Think about that.
That's a whole nother thing with water rights, dude. That's insane.
Clear Creek's a train wreck with that, dude.
Oh,
I can't even imagine, but yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty wild, but the water we have isn't worth much, unless you can store it. So we do have some storage capacity, but that's where the money's at these days. Is
really,
if you can store water, then you can use it later. Irrigation water just doesn't add up to much unless you're out in Nebraska or on the plains. But
yeah, it's so wild, man. It's such a huge commodity that I think Trump even just announced that they're doing some sort of government coin with you can invest in a commodity stock, right?
Right.
Beef or something, right?
Oh yeah, I believe it.
I don't know. Is water a commodity stock now? Didn't we talk about this last podcast too? It's not there yet, but Trump's doing something where he's going to make it because they have this whole new
could make it that.
Bitcoin from the government or something.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah. But it's wild. A lot of people don't realize too, Colorado and the Continental Divide, Wyoming and all these states, they feed most of the Western United States with all of their water. Yeah. Even Vegas, Lake Mead, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
It's all snow runoff. So when we have a winter like we had this year, everybody's screwed.
Correct. Yeah. Well, and there's one spot. That's partly why Granby Lake exists, right? There's one point where we pump from one side of the Continental Divide to the other.
I know.
And
the Roberts
really?
Tunnel or whatever, right? Yeah.
So it gets pumped through and you're like, wait a minute, shouldn't that be going to Nebraska?
Yeah.
Nope, it's going right over there. Yeah.
It always trips me out, just growing up on this side of the divide too. When I cross over the Continental Divide and start going towards Flat Tops or something like that, the river's going the wrong fucking way, dude. I'm it's supposed to be flowing this way. I'm supposed to be driving to it to get, it's it's weird how it messes with you like that.
It does,
but I love it.
does.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, it's water rights are wild, man. There used to be there were some companies that had stuff for sale, like when you talk about commodity trading, and they did that. They created companies that had shares, and so you could buy shares in them, but they've literally all been sold. So there's like, if you wanted to go out today and buy water, it is extremely expensive and next to impossible. So that's where development's going to slow down, at least around here, if you're outside of like the metro district. But,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's wild. Coming back to the ranch, so did you come back to the ranch and started with Denver Fire at the same exact time? Or were you doing both? Because like all firefighters seem to have like a second gig, right?
Yeah.
Like my grandfather was a powder monkey is what they call him.
Yeah,
But
I know
like,
what that is. Yeah.
he worked in mines,
Yeah.
using dynamite and then was on the fire department.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were like his two things.
Yeah, yes, I started doing that and I realized, okay, well, I'm poor. I don't have much money. I'm a fireman. Firemen don't make a ton of money. We make a living, but not a ton of money. And then I had 1/2 kids coming down the pipeline. So I started ranching with my uncle and realized I started doing wildfire, like type 2 IA crew with Dave Montoya.
Yeah.
And got into doing forestry.
Yeah,
I
shout out to Dave. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it?
Dimples.
Aspire Wild, I think, is
Aspire
their
Wild,
clothing.
yeah. Used to be
they're
Naughty
super cool.
Dreams. I liked it.
Was
when
it?
like KNOTTY, like a big naughty elk antler.
Oh,
and
nice.
then they changed it, and I was like, bro, that was it. But that's their deal.
Whatever, it's cool. They're cool.
It's way cool.
They've hooked me up with some swag, and they're cool people.
Oh,
Yeah, super cool people.
Salt of the earth, man. I'd follow Dave anywhere, man.
Really?
He was my
Awesome.
crew boss. And
Yeah, I know his brother very well, but
I can only imagine they're very similar.
Yeah.
Like just right in there. But no, so I got into doing that and I'm like, I got to make some money. So I started doing forestry work and understanding conservation. We started doing like larger tract work where it was about forest health. So really, to me, that's a huge part of ranching. You look around now, you drive up there now and you see some of these huge projects that I was able to participate with. And I didn't do the work, but I was able to help set up grants to get the work done. Back then when I was first doing it, we were doing the work. I bought the equipment, started the crews. We were doing whatever we could do to basically thin out the
thinning
forest.
some trees and
make it healthier.
Right.
I mean, the whole concept being, you've probably heard this, but 150 years ago, and the pictures that are out there, they prove it, right? 150 years ago, we didn't have all these trees here, right? Because the fire would blow through and wipe it out, and Mother Nature kind of kept it in check naturally. Well, now that we're here after 1913, with the massive expansion, we stopped. In 1913, we made the decision as a nation and the Forest Service to put every fire out. Prior to that, we didn't do that. As soon as we started doing that, the overgrowth occurred. And now, as a byproduct, we got to take some of this forestry out of there. So now we're doing it because we don't want to let it burn because it's going to burn our homes down. So I don't know. Getting into that was really cool.
there's so much fuel now too, doesn't it? Like it basically makes it scorched earth, so shit will not grow again because it burns so hot, right?
Yeah, that was the Hayman fire. It was like a moon, if you will. So
I was living back there during that. Got evacuated.
No shit.
Yeah.
Dude,
Had a
that had to be
bachelor pad with
wild.
like 5 or 6 guys back there or something. It was crazy.
That
was
had
a
to be
crazy time in
wild.
my life. But
Yeah.
no, it was wild. We shouldn't have, but we went in after. We had some friends that had like one of my buddy's girlfriends had a family home back there, and they had some like heirlooms or something that we hiked back to go get, and we had a puppy in there.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Save the puppy.
we got to save the puppy, but snuck around some firemen and Jeffco sheriffs to get back there. Dude, the shit that I saw, that was the closest I'd ever been. And watching like a whole tree basically explode, like a campfire. Well, I'm sure you're a firefighter, but like, a campfire will send like a cinder.
Yeah.
We were watching trees just pop like popcorn almost. Like it was wild.
They're so hot and dry. Yeah. Preloaded with that heat. Just
Yeah, and then whatever moisture's in them or sap or whatever just explode.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's wild shit. Yeah, that's cool. You're able to see that. A lot of people never get that close, know, and like seeing a fire and the power
It
behind
was
something.
stupid. Please don't ever do that. Please don't come arrest me for doing that. I wasn't back there. Allegedly,
A puppy was saved.
Yeah.
Did we get on
And
board
we
for
got
that?
some photos or something. Off the wall. We were heroes, though.
That's right. Hell yeah, dude. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, you think you know everything when you grow up in a family of firefighters. You're like, oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it can't be that bad. Oh, I know how to be safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stupid. Yeah, it's that whole, it's an industry now, right? Like I know so many guys, we've had a lot of wildland guys on the podcast, and that's a level of service that doesn't get any love, I don't think, or the love that they deserve, man. Like, dude, it's pretty wild.
That should be such a higher paying job.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the way they run it, it is what it is. But I mean, the hardest thing I've ever, hands down, physically and mentally, the hardest thing I've ever done in my life was a 14-day roll I did with Dave Montoya. And it was on the Carlton Complex up in Washington State. And we did the same fucking hike for 14 days with a chainsaw. Imagine the same trail, right? By day 11, like mentally, guys spiral out of control because we've been doing the same fucking thing for 16 hours a day. Like, guys are almost getting in fist fights. Like, people are fronting up on each other. And you're like, these are my bros. Like, what's going on here? It's just like, you just get to a point where, like, it's the, I don't know. It's pretty wild. I can only imagine, like, the military's, that's just a glimpse into what those guys deal with,
Right.
But yeah, it's wild shit. No, they deserve more.
Yeah, my hat goes off to them, man. We try to help them out with whatever nonprofits they got going on or whatever. Plug them here, man, because there's a really good podcast out there. I forget Brandon's last name. You might need to look this up, Maddie, but it's the Anchor Point podcast.
Anchor Point, okay.
And he has a couple nonprofits that he really helps. He was a wildland superintendent, I think, for a while, and then he lives in Reno and started this podcast, and he has just a bunch of wildland guys on, but they kind of help with, it's been so long. I need to catch up with him, but it's a great show, man. He's incredible dude. We've had him on the pod. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And it's also like helping the family of some of the fallen too. So
yeah, which
families
goes
and stuff.
It goes pretty unserved, if you will, or underserved a lot of times.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, these guys are all hot shots, and they're studs too, man.
Oh.
Cool people.
Bad motherfuckers. Dude.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought I was pretty bad, and then I was like, go out on a Type 2IA crew, and I see these other guys, I'm like, oh, no, those are the real heroes right there. That's them.
wild shit. That's rad.
Yeah.
With your firefighting career, what is it like? I think you're probably the first full-time firefighter that we've had on. Trying to think. No, we had a guy from Boulder Fire early on. I don't know if those guys count, but Nate, he's cool. He's a good. He's a good dude.
They're all good dudes, right? Yeah. They're all good.
Yeah,
dudes.
Anybody in that line of work, but
100%.
But what is that like having two young kids and being on the fire department? Like for guys that, because I still think that is. I wouldn't say it's a glamorous job, but that is very much a testosterone filled, and there's women too in that too, or like it's that hero's job, man. Like I don't think any kid growing up, I mean, a majority of kids growing up, I don't know why I'm fumbling over this so bad. Like I wanted to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
I really looked up to like my grandfather, and then all of his buddies that were around are just like in shape, just salt of the earth, like people.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it like going into that as a young man? And what made you kind of want to go into that?
I think the ultimate thing that I saw was I lacked, I was 20 when I decided, my brother was a fireman at that point, and I was really like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? You know what I mean? I was just working jobs and whatever. Didn't have a plan. And I lacked that male role model, that mentorship, right? That at some level, a boy, looks for between 16 and 22, in my opinion. Everybody looks for it. And now I strive to be that for people, even if they're not looking for it. I try and find people, and I'm like, you need a fucking mentor. Like, let me give you some advice on how to do things if they're receptive. But ultimately, like going into that was extremely challenging, right? And especially with the young kid part is the hardest part. Because you're gone for 24 hours and then you're back for 48, but your first day off, you might not be worth a shit, So, everybody looks at our schedule of, you work 9 days a month, you got 21 off. Well, yeah, but the other 9 days that I come off shift, I might not be worth a shit. So I don't remember your ballet recital, or I don't even remember going to your game because I came off work with no sleep. And then I didn't have time to go
Especially
home.
if you're in a high tempo area like Denver, right? Like the calls have got to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty
all the
wild.
time.
Yeah, I'm on a slower rig now just because I've been there for a while. Well, not slower. We're like the 4th busiest truck in the city, but on a truck, not a pumper. So we don't run a lot of the BS, if you will. A lot of the medical, like we don't do really any of that. We're rescue and forward. So, but yeah, no, early on, it's tough, man. Like there's nothing they can do to prepare you for what you're going to see. And really it comes back to that crew around you. Like, the individuals you're working with, do they have the understanding how to mentor you and take you through some of that bullshit when you see it? And when I came on, we didn't do mental health. Like that wasn't a fucking thing. We weren't trying to debrief or do critical incident stress debriefing or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Nowadays, there's a lot of resources, which is good because there's a lot of suicide, right? There's a lot of drinking I mean, just the amount of things that take guys out, and not just firemen, but cops too, and military. Mm-hmm. It's all very similar stuff. So fortunately, the resources have increased. But yeah, it was challenging, very challenging, and I wish I could have a lot of that time back with my kids that I missed out on, honestly, because they're only young once.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard though, man, because you can't, if you look too much in the rearview mirror, you're not going to see what's ahead of you, right? Or what's going on in the car.
I wouldn't change a fucking thing about my life because I wouldn't be sitting here today doing exactly what I love. Yeah. The reality is, like, I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, a lot of people have those regrets, not me. So.
What advice would you have for somebody that's wanting to have a career as a firefighter, and like going into it at a young age? Like, is there anything in hindsight that you would have done a little bit different going into that?
I work with a lot of guys that are trying to get into the firefighting industry to try and give them the pathway, right? Mm-hmm. And I think it's just, to me, it's setting the expectations correctly. Like, I truly didn't know. Like, I thought it was all, we're saving babies and saving puppies and we're fucking heroes and that's what it is. When the reality is 65 to 70% of the calls are medicals. We're picking grandma up off the ground. We're up 3 times a night. Somebody has a GI bleed. Like, it's not glamorous at all. We're not fighting that much fire anymore. The cars are really good these days. So we're not cutting people out of cars as much. So what people glamorize or used to glamorize the fire department as is not quite what it used to be. And that's always going to happen, right? Which is in theory good. We don't want people to die. We are basically just an insurance policy. So I don't know, trying to frame people's minds around it correctly, I think is important because it used to be when somebody became a fireman, they didn't quit. You did your entire career. We get guys that come on for 3 years now and quit and go do other stuff because it just wasn't what they thought it was going to be, right? So to me, it's just really managing expectations up front and trying to really let somebody know, like, hey, man, if you got a problem with medical stuff, like this just isn't the job for you. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not going to be fighting fire every day. That's not how it works. There's a lot of other stuff that goes along with it. So, I didn't know that when I was 21, but I was 21. So, if I couldn't fight it, fuck it, or drink it, I wasn't interested in it, So,
yeah, I know the feeling. I was the same exact way. What is the best part about that job, in your opinion? What's kept you in it for 20 years?
It's the camaraderie with the guys. Mm-hmm. Like, I just got off work this morning at 7:30. Right?
Did you?
But those
Thanks
guys
for coming in here, man.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Well, we slept all night.
Okay.
So. I'll be honest, right?
Right.
A lot of times that's not the case, but last night we did for whatever reason. So,
last night.
That's right. So, dude, it's 100% the relationships and it's the individuals you work with. That is the most valuable part to the entire thing. Is those are that's the brotherhood that you form, and it's not job wide. It's within your smaller cliques of individuals you work with, and to me, that's where the value is, right? Like, and service, right? We truly, all of us do have a service mindset. We truly do want to help people, and that fills us up at some level. We get compassion fatigue when we're going a lot of the bullshit and homeless people and stuff that you're just like, okay, we shouldn't be doing a lot of this anyways. So that's problematic. But at the end of the day, it's that 4-man crew you're on, right? And that's where you can talk shit and have fun. And it makes going to the job where you got to do some of the BS very fun. I'll just say it. There's a reason why I haven't quit yet or resigned or retired. Like it's on my purview with a lot of my business stuff, but I haven't done it because I honestly enjoy the fuck out of going still. And it's because of the individuals I work with. It's not the calls I seek out. I love fighting fire and cutting cars, but the reality is I've done enough of it, right? Like I go there for the camaraderie, the individuals, and we could talk shit all day long. So,
Yeah.
It's like a frat house without the booze.
Oh, it's the best, man. It's the best. I mean, being around, I think that's why I resonate with a lot of guys from special operations. And so it's like kind of that sick sense of humor a little bit that makes going through some adversity kind of fun, right? Like no matter what it is. And I think not to compare the two, special operations and firefighting, but there is a similarity there in Brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
And me coming from a roadie background, it's kind of similar. Like you're on a world tour, you're going around the world with the same people, and you better fucking like them. And you're on a tour bus of maybe if you're lucky 8 to 10 dudes,
Right.
And no more than that. But like you're eating breakfast together, lunch together, dinner together, going to the bar together on your day off. Right. Sometimes you're showering together in a locker room environment. You know what I mean? Not like I'm not putting soap on anybody's back, but you know what I mean?
But they always fucking ask me to.
All their vulnerabilities, how big their dick is, like
Oh yeah.
All that stuff, dude. You know what I mean? And then the fun that comes along with that, and the pranks and the good time, because there's times when you're in Germany and it's 3:00 in the morning and you're loading semis and getting frostbite. And if you can't have some humor in those situations, you're fucked.
That's you. I think you nailed it on the head there, and it truly is. I don't know. It's something special at that level, but that's really what it is for me.
I can understand that. That's awesome.
What school stuff, like with your seniority, is there still like fire education in schools where you like bring the truck there, or is that not a thing anymore?
So if somebody if you wanted me to bring it down for your kids or something like that.
Oh, nice.
Like teaching kids at school about like the education. I remember the trucks coming when I was a kid.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I vividly remember, very specifically, and it's funny, one of the kids that was there with me is now, you might actually know him, is now a Flight for Life pilot. But they landed the Flight for Life helicopter at Wilmot Elementary.
Okay, yeah.
And I was in kindergarten, I think, or first grade. Mm-hmm. And I knew at that moment that's what I was going to do. I was going to be a Flight for Life pilot, dude. And there was that. How old are you?
43.
Okay, I'm 46. So we're right around the same.
Yeah,
we're from the Rescue 911 era, right?
Yeah.
I'll never forget that show, man. And I was like, and then having, your grandfather and stuff to look up to. But that all changed when I heard Metallica. Mm-hmm. Like a few years later.
New path, right?
I was like, wait a minute.
There it is.
Jack Daniels, boobs, let's go.
All things I like.
And rock and roll, dude. Let's go. Yeah. No, but I specifically remember that, and the fire department coming once a year and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of
cool.
that goes on. I mean, we do a lot of it in Denver, but even Evergreen, I sit on that fire board, and we have a whole program called Community Risk Reduction. But that a lot of it is just education, right, and trying to get kids in tune with being comfortable around firefighters, in the event there is a fire or anything like that. So, and it's so there's a lot of that happens. So, which is cool.
Yeah, it was crazy when I was living. So I did a short stint. I think we were there only 8 months or something in Texas.
Yeah.
And we were living outside of Dallas. And actually one of the gigs that I got when I was there was with the local fire department there as a photographer.
Oh, cool.
And I would go out to those school events and stuff. Dude, it was so awesome seeing those kids the enamoredness of looking at the back of a fire truck or being able to sit in it, put on the headset. It's cool.
Yeah, I think a lot what we get a lot of from the young kids is if a kid likes a fire truck, they're just enamored with it, right? Mm-hmm. They also like big dump trucks and excavators, and there's just this innate thing in a little boy. And I was always the same way. I'm
still the same way, dude. I'm like, dude, that's a D12. Let's drive that fucking thing, dude.
Sidebar, I bought an excavator, my uncle's excavator, 44,000 pound, 690 LSD excavator, moved it from his ranch to Singing River where I ranch now just to build a barn, right? And so now I got this fucking massive excavator and just to dig holes, right? My wife's like, what the fuck do we need that for? And I was like, trust me, pencils, it's going to net zero on building the barn. And then we have an excavator. Well, now we got an excavator, and all I use it for is ripping beaver dams out, right?
Oh, nice.
So we just go up and down the creek, and I got this, 30-foot boom to just boom, rip them out, and we're on. I'm like, see, look how easy that is. Now I'm home early. You know?
It's the best thing in the world, man. That was the most gratifying job I had. Because my grandfather, actually, who was a firefighter, after he got done working, he switched from, I think when he was transitioning, he was still at the firehouse, but he had stopped going to the mines because he had some pretty close calls in the mines and working in the mine and stuff. And he transitioned to like road construction, but in subdivisions up here. And I think it was closer to home.
Okay.
But he was just building roads up here, and that required dynamite and heavy equipment.
Hell yeah.
And it was fucking awesome, man. That was the best job I had because he would. I mean, before I had my driver's license at 14, he's like, I need you to walk this excavator up fucking Blue Creek or whatever road we were building. And just like, don't fall asleep and watch out for power lines. I was like, okay.
Done.
All day, dude. 8 hours just,
it's up and down.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah. See that I had the same shit with my uncle, and it's like those experiences. Like now I smell. I get into an old truck that's been sitting in the sun, and there's grease sitting in there and leather, and
There's
I get in there.
Smell.
Yes, there's that smell that you remember.
That's what Volkswagen and those old Porsche dudes like Jeremy get. It's like that. Is that horsehair?
Yeah,
seats and steering wheels and shit. That has a very distinct smell.
Yeah, you're hitting a different sense. It's not just the visual and the feel. It's like there's this other piece that you can't replicate it. You can, but it's just got to happen sometimes.
I remember my grandfather had the company that he worked for. You might know is Buffalo Park Development.
Heard of it?
Ron Lewis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why. Yeah.
And so he developed a ton of land around here, but my grandfather built all the roads for him and did all his blasting and had his blasting permit and was his powder monkey basically. But all of Ron's equipment was just there was some old school stuff, like some dozers with no cab and just I'll show you some photos when we get off here. Actually, if you go to my Instagram, I did a little tribute to my grandfather on there. My personal Instagram, Maddie. But
this was the one that just passed away recently. Man,
I vividly remember there was an old Mack truck that he had, and the passenger seat was nothing but springs. There was no so he would bring like a towel or I think it was like an old knee pad or something, and I'd ride around in that truck all day long, dude. I didn't care.
I love it.
It was so awesome. Yeah, if you go to my post, scroll down a little bit. It shouldn't be too far down. Bobby Lee Marshall. We had the same name, so it's pretty cool. There's a photo of me on the dozer at like 2 years old or something.
Oh, it's freaking
It was
awesome.
rad.
Yeah, that sounds like what my uncle was to me, right? I got pictures of me on the tractors with him, and
so cool. Yeah, like look.
Oh hell,
that
there
on
it is,
Goldwing.
baby.
Yeah, the
hell
whole Allison Chambers.
Alice Chalmers.
Look at that thing, dude.
I think it was a workhorse. I bet.
Yeah, super cool.
Oh man.
Yeah, he was into motorcycles.
I recognize that. Yeah.
It's
Parking lot. Yeah.
and stuff, and finding arrowheads, and just he was a good old dude, man.
Oh, that's
he was
cool.
an awesome guy. That's him and my son
Nice.
there, but
Oh, that's special, man.
Yeah,
it's
I
good
miss
to
him.
have somebody like that in your life. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, he was my best man at my wedding too, which was pretty cool. So
That is cool.
it was a good way to honor him. You know,
Yeah.
out of everybody I could have picked, I chose him, man. That was awesome.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, man, heavy. That's a heavy thing. Is your uncle still alive?
No, he died 10 years ago.
Really?
And that was pretty rough on me, honestly, because he was the first. Like my dad's still alive. We just didn't like he left when I was like 9 and then remarried into another family that had young kids. So it's like he raised this other family and we just kind of did our thing, which formed me into who I am. So I don't blame him. Like, honestly, again, I wouldn't be here today had those choices not been made. But I was still looking for that male role model. So the fire department only got me so far. And my uncle was that guy. And so that was pretty rough when he died. I felt like I had hit a stride with him where I was getting everything I needed from that male role model as far as life advice, you name it, right? And then, he died. It was It sucked, right? I got off work 7:30 in the morning, supposed to go up and help him, right? And I go help him split wood. And of course, he's the one person in my life, if I told him, hey, I had a rough night or whatever, he'd be like, don't worry about it. Just come up later. So that's what he said. I was like, that's no big deal. I come up for a few hours. I go home. I'm a volunteer in the Evergreen Fire Department. I turn my pager off because I'm going to try and get a couple hours of sleep, right? Been up all fucking night. Turn my pager off, trying to go to sleep. Can't sleep. All of a sudden, my phone starts blowing up, right? And sure as shit, it's somebody I hadn't talked to in a while. I'm like, what the fuck are they calling me for? So I pick up, and they're like, hey, what's going on up at the ranch? I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, it's at your uncle's house. Somebody's doing CPR. I'm like, oh, shit. And I'm like 10, 12 minutes away. So I get in my fucking truck, and I haul ass there. I get there. They're still working him. I end up doing CPR on him as well. We load him up in the ambulance, bring him down to the home pasture. They bring the helicopter in. They won't fly him if they can't bring a heartbeat back, and they didn't. So they ended up calling him right there. Well, yeah, that was tough, man. That was a rough couple fucking years, to be honest with you. Because then I tried to step in and like take care of his family, his wife and daughter, just do whatever I could because he was like a father to me. And so it was a big growth period for me too. But I miss that fucker every day. It's the only tattoo I got is his brand.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So
yeah,
but
that's
yeah.
Yeah, man, it's rough, man.
You get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing, because I mean, this is recent. This is all within the last couple of months that I'm kind of starting to realize is like, well, shit, now I'm that guy that everybody's got to look up to. And that's a heavy, you know what I mean? Like,
very heavy.
I don't know how to explain that. Like, I'm not the guy.
Well,
right? Like, I'm not the guy, but I better fucking be now, right? Because now
I would argue that you are the guy.
Yeah.
At some level, right?
At some level.
And there's a balance there that you got to figure out. Because for me, I went too far one way, and then I was like, wait a minute, you still got to be there for your family. You know, and you got to. But yeah, I would argue that you are that guy. Just, you'll find a balance. It's fresh, though.
I mean, I
that
still have
was
some
2 months
uncles
ago.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
so it's heavy. I mean, the end of life for him was rough because he had dementia and
that had to be hard for you
so
to see
hard.
too.
The worst part about it all was, he was always a super sharp guy, always on it, never drank, just a stud. Would outwork me when he was 60 years old, dude. Like he could dig a ditch faster than I could, and he'd be like, let me show you how to do that, But it was never like a condescending thing or whatever, It was just like making you a better person.
Yeah, yeah.
And just a stud. Like there were some stories of him being on the fire department and having some new guys come in or something. And his buddy Jay told me this. And unfortunately, Jay passed this last 2 years ago, I think. But anyways, him and Jay were like, they're firefighter buddies forever. And
yeah, that's good.
I guess there was some story. He was in his blue jeans at some fire department event or something, and some kid challenged him to a sit-up contest or something.
Okay.
And he was like, whatever the kid's name, he's like, I bet I can do 1,000 more sit-ups than you can. Yeah. And so I guess he did, but he did it in his Levi's. And he said, Jay said that he had 2 blisters on his back, just above his ass. For months, right?
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Crazy. But just stories like that, like he was just, but anyways, like that dementia thing was hard because he's just a super sharp dude and always super smart and kept like, to have a blasting permit with the ATF, you got to be pretty fucking on top of it, right? And
fuck yeah, dude.
He was very structured in everything he did, and then all the training that he did, and for the fire department, and then there was a time there where he was building radio towers too because of his rope access.
Oh yeah,
like certifications and stuff. Like he would go make some serious money doing that, and then always had a CDL and all that sort of stuff. But like the worst part about the dementia thing was he would just apologize all the time. Like, I'm so sorry, I forgot that. Or it's just like that guilt.
I can't imagine.
It was like, hey man, you don't have to be guilty for anything, dude. I'm just happy to hang out with you. That was the hardest thing for me is to watch him.
How long was he kind of in that?
It was kind of like 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
And I had asked him if we could record a podcast because I had started the podcast like early on in that. And he said no. So I had to like kind of honor it. And I didn't want to like just do it on the sly. I was like, because you can record shit on your phone.
Sure.
So,
get the
yeah, but I
stories
need to write down some of these memories. Because like, dude, even and I'm sure you're the same. You grow up with kind of a wild lifestyle or these wild careers, and all the stuff that I've done in training and playing football or wrestling even. I think I got more concussions in wrestling than I did anywhere, dude.
I believe it.
You know, it's like my short-term memory is I'll forget what I did last week sometimes. I'm like, wait a minute, where was I? You know? Yeah. And then when you're dealing with a lot, it's like I should start writing some stuff down. Yeah.
Or even just record. I mean, that's the beauty of your podcast. Is you're doing it at some level, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, probably people couldn't read what I wrote anyways, dude. They'd be like, "This is horrible, man."
Right.
Can't read this. Yeah, this is a much better format for me. I'm definitely an audiobook guy.
Agreed.
Right?
Yeah, same.
Yeah. No, that is a super cool thing about this is the archive, I guess. Of stuff. I hope it lasts forever.
Well, we did that. We did it with my grandma before she passed, and we captured. And this is on like tape decks recording. My mom did it.
Yeah.
And it's great, but then she just didn't do it very structured. So then we don't even understand some of the stories. You know what I mean? Because we're like, it lacks context. And my mom was the only one there. But my uncle, I wish I had done that because now all the stories he tells me, I'm starting to forget. And I'm like, man, like why didn't I do that? So, but there's still people alive that I could do it with.
I just wonder, like, it would be so cool to hear about this place during the Homestead era. Like, I think my family homesteaded in like 1850 or 40 or something like that here. Does that sound about right?
That does, yeah.
Somewhere around there. And then
that's when a lot
there's
of
a photo of them in the Mercantile or the Little Bear. I think at one point, some family photos and stuff. It's kind of cool. This is pretty cool. I just going through my grandfather's stuff. This is one of the things that I picked up and really wanted, but it's a Bible from 1942. That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
And it's signed to, it was actually my grandmother's. So I'm going through and just reading it. There's notes in there. There's deaths. There's like,
so cool,
dude,
man.
and there's stuff that they've underlined and
it's
it's
powerful,
really cool.
man.
Yeah. It's a cool Bible, isn't it?
That is so freaking cool.
Yeah. It's that's a little treasure trove.
Well, and that's just a peek. Like you go in there and you see something underlined, and you don't know why they did it, but I don't know. I think that's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah,
that is very cool.
It's pretty cool, and it was his father-in-law and mother-in-law's Bible or something, but and they got married in 42, so that's when it was given to him, and then it obviously got passed down to my grandparents, but pretty cool. My grandfather too we were only 40 years apart.
Oh, wow.
So my mom they had my mom super young. She was the oldest, and then I was the oldest. My mom had me pretty young, so.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Family of rabbits, but.
That's why there's 11
we like to have a good time,
right?
yeah.
I think I'm on like 7.
No, it's crazy, there's a lot packed in there. Like, I have uncles that are only like 10 years apart. That sounds kind of weird, but it's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, so I got to spend I'm very fortunate I got to spend the time that I did with him, and
that's cool.
I mean, I couldn't imagine being a grandfather right now at 40. You know what I mean? Like that would be.
I can't, but my kids are. My son's about to be 20. My daughter will be 18, and I'm just like, well, shit. I had my first kid when I was 22.
Right?
Oh, easy boy.
You could
everybody
be
slow down a little bit, you know? Slow down.
Grandpa Evan, dude.
Shit, I've got the white going, so I'll be all right, but.
I would be excited. Well, not right now, but couple
I would
years.
Embrace whatever was
if
there.
If it happened at 18, 20 would be better, but 20 would be better. I wish I would have had kids earlier because I didn't start having kids until I was in my 30s.
Okay.
And I think about it now, it's like when my youngest is like, I'm going to be over the hill, dude. Like, how long can I take her to the skate park? And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
that was a benefit for me. I was able to snowboard and be very active with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So now I look at it, I hurt every day, just like you, I'm sure. And I'm like, shit.
But when they're in their 20s and want to go cliff jumping, dude, I want to go. You know?
Absolutely. Yeah. So my son, he lives in Florida. I'm going to go see him in about a month, but that's what they do for fun right now is they jump off the canal bridges. And he's a crazy fucker, dude. He's doing double backflips and shit. And I'm just like, oh my God, a good thing you have health insurance.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go down there, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to jump off these canal into alligator-infested waters just to cool off because it's so fucking hot.
Where's that at?
He's down in Cape Coral, Fort Myers area.
Oh, okay.
So he's
nice.
been down there about a year. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I know some people down that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk after we hit stop on this.
Hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess we need to get back into your story a
Sure.
little bit here.
Yeah.
Do you have any time constraints? You got to be out of here by a certain time?
No, I'm smooth, buddy.
We're-
Gonna need some contractors this afternoon, but they
Okay.
didn't.
Well, this is a time machine in here, so.
Cool. No, I'm flexible, buddy. So,
Yeah.
absolutely. But,
So at what point, you're full-time fire, you got the ranch thing going
Right.
at that point. What spurred you to be like, oh, I want to be involved in the restaurant industry? There was a connection there with Cabin Creek, right? And Colin and just like that whole
yeah. So
thing.
my whole thing, like, I was running my forestry management company there. I was doing
Okay.
ranch management, essentially. Forestry just fell underneath it, right? So, and I was just planning on building that out and going bigger. But what I realized is I wanted to diversify what I was doing. So I looked at it either trying to get into like a real estate rental market or something like that. I just looked at it and I go, how do I build assets? Not necessarily, I already got a job. Now I've created a second job for myself, which is the ranch management. But how do I create value in that? I could build this and sell it. I could buy equipment. But I realized that I wanted to try and get into investing in land and buildings. So Cabin Creek for me was not about getting in the restaurant industry. That was a byproduct of me wanting to get into commercial real estate. So that was that whole project. So originally my uncle was a county commissioner and that whole plot down there had sat undeveloped. So he made some connections.
Dude, that is prime real estate on the lake right there too. That's
Yes and no.
so
That's
cool.
also part of the reason
Right.
I'm not involved anymore. Right.
Okay.
Seemed
Yeah.
cool. Seemed
Yeah.
great. And then you get 120 mile an hour winds. Like
Oh,
all of a
yeah.
sudden you're like, oh man, I don't know about like this is great for. It's like Washington State. It's great for about a month and a half every year, but outside of that, it's just
Right.
gray and gloomy. But
Do they
anyways.
still do the motorcycle races up there on the ice and all that shit? Didn't they?
They had issues last year with the warm
Okay,
weather.
yeah.
they do that. They
Well, I don't even think Evergreen Lake opened, right? Last year.
They did the car. The cars always go. Up
Oh,
there.
is it cars?
Well, they
Okay.
do motorcycles too,
Yeah.
but they were doing the car racing up there, which was fucking awesome to watch.
Yeah.
But
For the listeners that don't know, where Cabin Creek is at is on Georgetown. Is it Georgetown Lake?
Georgetown Lake, yeah,
Yeah. And it's just in this valley. It's beautiful. It's like another 2,000 feet in elevation
Oh, yeah.
from Evergreen. So it's
Yeah,
like
it's up there.
10,000 feet.
It's up there,
And
yeah.
it's a special little lake. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a cool
Yeah.
spot.
It's cool. But yeah, so that was just a byproduct. I said, all right, if I invest into this, so what I did is, me and two other guys had looked and found, we identified the land. And there was a guy doing a development next door. I was like, okay, well, this makes sense if we can just own this brew pub concept. So I took the reins on that and said, all right. So I went out and found a chef, right, who made him a partner so he wasn't walking away, and then found a brewer. I brought the brewer in as well, made him a partner so that they weren't walking away, right? Because that's a far out location.
Yeah.
And that ultimately is probably the biggest problem with that is it's just a tourist trap. It's really hard to build a brand identity long term there. It's doable. They're still doing it, which is great, and I applaud them. But the amount of day-to-day BS that went on with the operations there was really challenging. It's challenging to find good people. It's a lot easier the closer you get to the metro area. So,
Sure.
but that was kind of, I digressed there. It was all about trying to get into owning assets, if you will, because that was
It
the
wasn't
only
for the free beer.
I mean, the beer
Well, there
was-
is no free beer, right? When you own the company.
There you go.
Yeah.
Still a cost to it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was a cool part of it. And, I like to build. So to me, I was like, yeah, let's build this thing. So I learned all
It's
about
a cool spot, man.
It is. Yeah.
It's a cool spot to sit and have a meal.
It is. And the building's awesome. I think we did a good job with it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously afterwards we changed things a little bit, but at the end of the day, that was a fun project. And that went off pretty well, I would say. So, but that kind of launched me that's kind of what got me in the restaurant industry. So, after I exited out of that, I was looking to launch a butcher shop, and I wanted to do a barbecue joint with it to help us basically, have my supply chain of cattle coming into the butcher shop, and then you utilize the restaurant to manage your cost of goods. So basically get rid of your excess waste, if you will, because that's the biggest problem with the butcher shop or even your own cattle supply is you end up with all the cuts nobody wants. You either grind it into hamburger and sell it for pennies on the dollar, or you figure out how to convert it into a higher,
Or it's
a
the steak
burger.
bites on the happy hour menu, which I highly recommend.
Bingo, right? So
Even
I
though
know
you guys aren't a sponsor.
I know. Yeah.
Plug them. Yeah. No, that's awesome.
But yeah, so that kind of launched me into it, and I realized that, you know what, I do like this industry, but I like the building side of it, and that's where teaming up with Scott. Ironically, Scott was my general manager at Cabin Creek when I sold the controlling portion of it. And he stayed on a little bit, and then he just quit. Like he had the same issues there, just too far from the labor pool, if you will. And that was really the challenge there.
Yeah.
Great people, but just hard to find consistency. So we reconnected after I opened the butcher shop, and he was like, "Hey, you want help running this?" And we've systematically, I mean, he's helped really get the Cowboy Lounge and the Lazy Butcher where it needs to be. So much so that's why we took on Black Hat. And now we got another concept coming, but we're only doing concepts if there's real estate attached to them. So again, we're going to build these assets. So essentially, we're forming a hospitality company is what we're doing, a restaurant group.
That's awesome.
You know, we've got the vision, as you mentioned earlier, with some of that creativity. We only want to do stuff that's fun, that we can get behind, and really is different for the community, right? We don't want to just put another wine bar in, or whatever else is going in.
They don't last, man. It's like. Yeah, there's
you got to do something unique and fun, experience, right?
Yeah,
we got to generate this experience. So I don't know. We're having fun now, and not to skip over portions there, but the reality is, like, I don't know. Once I got into it, I was warned by so many people, don't get in the restaurant industry. And I'm like, well, if I'm using your formula, yeah, but our formula is a little different.
Yeah,
and our formula seems to work.
I'm so stoked to have you guys in the community, man, because it's like, especially when I'm entertaining a guest here, like to have somebody travel all the way in from wherever they're coming from, right? To sit down in the seat that you're in right now. And then it's really hard, man, if a lot of those are like an evening recording or something or whatever, right? And then it's 8:30 and you cannot find a place to eat.
Right.
And then if you do, it's just like the quality of the service. Like, I love taking my guests to the Cowboy Lounge.
Hell yeah.
Appreciate that. We haven't taken one to the Black Hat yet, but we definitely will be, man.
We are open later there. So,
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm super excited to get down and try that. And I'm sorry I didn't make the grand opening deal you invited me to, man. Like,
it's all good.
It was going a million miles an hour at
You're
that
hustling.
point. I don't even know if I was in town. I can't remember, but
I don't think you were.
Yeah, I think I came back on a whim or something. And anyways. Yeah. So I'm super excited to get down there and try that out because it was a great spot before you took it over. And I'm sure it's leveled the bar up quite a bit. I can only imagine. And I know where all the meat comes from, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing. And then the Lazy Butcher, like it's so awesome to have you guys in the community and a good spot to entertain people. Like I was trying to take Maddie to the butcher last week, right? After that podcast and Brandon, but they were both tied up. So it's like my go-to.
I appreciate
my go-to.
that. It means
I
a lot.
got some swag to represent too.
That's right.
I'll be
Calico, baby.
Yeah. That's awesome. The barbecue. Let's talk about that because I've spent a lot of time in Texas touring. It's a big state. I've eaten a lot of barbecue. I'm a fan of barbecue. I wouldn't call myself a connoisseur.
Okay. Yeah.
But I've had a lot of really good fucking barbecue and I've had a lot of shitty barbecue.
Oh, yeah, it exists.
Dude, the Lazy Butcher or the Cowboy Lounge, are they two separate entities or is it the same?
Nah, the Cowboy Lounge is just the bar, right?
Okay.
Like I just wanted to, and I've kind of screwed that one up, honestly. Like,
no, dude, it's awesome.
I should have branded both separately, but but
you should build an Instagram page for the Cowboy Lounge.
We've been talking about it. Yeah. Because it could live on its own there. It's all the same food is the reality.
Not to dip my fingers in your creative stuff because you're crushing it already, dude. But
no, we've talked about it. I just can't, every time I start looking at how to do it and how to split it out, I'm just like, I got to get somebody to do it for me.
Yeah.
I know what it needs to look
just
like.
Need another team member, dude.
Well, as we're expanding now, that it's in the pipeline, you know what I mean? So, but
no, it's awesome. It's
barbecue.
It's an awesome spot because you can go there with your family, but then there's also that adult side of stuff. Like if you want to,
5 o'clock
spot to hang out.
There's no kids in the bar.
Yeah,
that's now the Cowboy Lounge becomes no screaming kids. But the cool part is the families prefer, for the most part, to be out in the front area, and they prefer the counter service, right? So this was an unintended consequence of how we set it up.
Yeah,
and I won't go too far into it, but essentially, what the families tell me is they want to order at a counter and then go sit down because when their kid turns into a little shit, they can just leave.
Right,
they don't have to wait on a server to come back to check out. And I'm like, well, I didn't realize that. So we got a lot of people with younger kids, and they're like, yeah, once our transaction's done, we're done. and we can just leave. And I was like, that's a great point. We didn't
So
really
the adults
think of
go
that.
into the Cowboy Lounge, and now you got table service or
Bingo.
bar service.
Exactly. Full service.
Boom,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah. So it's actually, the balance has worked out really well. It's a struggle for some people to understand, but it's all good.
Okay, so all
Barbecue.
the business side
Yeah.
stuff apart. Let's talk food.
All right. Let's
I'm
do
getting
it.
hungry, dude.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm
Might
talking
be
about.
going there right after this for lunch. The barbecue is it rivals Texas barbecue, which is my
appreciate
favorite.
that.
Like I've had Kansas City barbecue. I've had, North Carolina barbecue. They all kind of have their own type of. It's almost like wine, right?
Right.
Like
it is. There's a twist or a
there's a
specialty
twist
to
or a
it.
way that they cook it or a way that they smoke it or whatever, right? But Texas barbecue, hands down, is my favorite.
Okay.
You guys rival, like it's the best barbecue I've ever had in Colorado.
Nice.
Hands down.
That means a lot because that's saying a lot. There's a
Yeah.
lot of shitty barbecue here. But there's some really good barbecue too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love it there. What is the process and how do you guys take it to that level? I mean,
So I'll just talk about brisket because
Yeah.
that's easy. That's what everybody, the notoriety of it all, right? So my pit master, Tim Braden, he's actually from South Carolina. So most people would think like you would get that in South Carolina. Carolina barbecue's the whole thing too, right?
Right.
Really a lot more like vinegar based, like vinegar forward, how they do things. But he's got a background in multiple disciplines with barbecue. So I let Scott and I allow a lot of creative control with what we do. We'll tell somebody if we want to do it differently, but the reality is we want to empower our people to do it their way because then they have buy-in as well, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't dictate. When he came in, I was like, hey man, here's the expectation, but you kind of take it and run with it. And he, with what our process is it's an overnight process. I mean, we're doing meat every single day. So what you're getting is fresh, right? The reality is I think the part that sets us aside as well is we'll trim our briskets, we'll season them, and we'll let them dry cure for 24 hours before they go on the smoker, right? So a lot of people are just slapping them on day one. Well, that dry cure gives it extra time, right, to really kind of infiltrate the meat. It hits the smoker, and it's going to go overnight, and then it's going to pull off and get a wrap.
Is that a wood smoker? Or?
It's a combination wood and gas. So
Okay.
we burn through a lot of wood, but I'm not going to pay somebody overnight to feed it. And the reality is most meat is only picking up your smoke for the first 3 to 6 hours, right? After that, it's like curing concrete, right? You know how there's this like level and then it hits and then it's just really slow to pick up. It's the same thing with smoke. You're only going to get that smoke ring so far before it's negligible what you're picking up, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So, and that correlates to flavor. So then it becomes more bark and everything else. So
Right.
really your first 6 hours is the critical part for your smoke pickup, which we're heavy on the wood at that point. But then to, not have to maintain through the night, the gas will pick up and maintain the temperature
That
for the
slow cook, right?
that next 6 hours or so. So then they get there, they can pull them off in the morning. The beauty of what we do is we're tallow forward. So we soak them in a little bit of beef tallow as well before we wrap them. So we're adding a little bit of fat back in there while they're hot, wrap them up super tight, and then the rest is on, right? Like it's gotta rest for long enough.
Dude,
So
beef tallow is the best. I cook my elk steaks in beef tallow.
it's the only way, bro.
So good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, like, it's, people are actually finding out what's in their food. And, like, the normal butter you buy from the store is a bunch of bullshit, dude.
100%. Couldn't agree more.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's crap. It's dyes and
Right.
waxes, and there's all kinds of crap in there.
Yeah.
Like, just good old beef tallow goes a long ways to, like, I saw Boulder Potato Chip Company now is making a beef tallow potato chip.
Yeah.
Have you
Yeah.
seen those?
Dude, we carry a couple beef tallow chips at our
Really?
butcher shop.
Yeah.
One of them, they're so fucking good.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, your guys' fries, I mean,
Well, yeah, they're
we
all
talked
beef
about that
tallow.
already,
Yeah,
but it's
yeah.
so good
Yeah.
that it's made a second
Yeah.
one. It's like, it's the best thing ever, man.
Have you ever, you do steaks at home, but have you ever,
Mm-hmm.
I did them last night at the Firehouse. We had a guy on overtime, so we bought steaks and I reverse seared them. So I smoked them for about an hour,
Yes.
pulled them off. I dry cured them for as long as I could. And then I finished them on the flat top in beef tallow. So I sear them. And the beauty is of beef tallow that not everybody understands it has a higher flash point, a higher smoke point.
Yep.
So you can get it hotter, right? Which is what you want with the steak. So it actually creates this nice crispy outside. So then when it goes to rest, those juices are 100% sealed in there. You don't get
Yeah.
the leak out like you do with butter or something else, So Man, that's the only way to finish
My-
off the steak.
My method to cooking a steak, if I have enough time,
Yeah.
is to dry rub it with something, right?
Yeah,
Like, and then typically it's kind of built on a flavor profile, what I'm going to use, right? Or what I'm looking for, or what kind of meat it is too, if it's elk or something. And then I'll fire up the Blackstone. If it's just elk, all you need is that sear.
That's it, dude. That's
dude, you want fast food? You can cook an elk steak in 1 minute if you're me, dude. Because I'm eating that shit blue pretty much. You know what I mean? Like,
I second that.
Yeah. Yeah. And but anyways, if I'm cooking like a ribeye or a New York is probably my favorite cut, just because I love a ribeye, but there's almost like too much fat in it.
Yeah, it can be.
And then I like a bison ribeye is my favorite because it's just the fat content's not as high, but it's still high.
It's still there though. Yeah.
Oh, it's so good. But anyways, sear that bad boy, that New York strip on the Blackstone in beef tallow real quick.
Yeah.
Like a flash, like a 30 second at like 600 degrees if you can get it that hot on a winter day.
Yeah.
And then have the Traeger going at about like 160, 220, somewhere in there.
Yep.
And just let it smoke and cure and render. And sometimes I'll even put some foil in there just to retain some of that juice and then take it out.
100%.
Let it rest in foil
Yeah.
for a second. And then sometimes I'll fire back up the Traeger to like as high as it'll go, 500 or whatever, and just throw it on there for a second to burn off some of that fat.
Right. Yeah. Oh, you're making me hungry. Yeah.
That's my method to madness, you know.
Well,
it's like crack. It's,
Yeah.
or heroin. First, I get the spoon.
100%.
You want another water?
No, I'm smooth. Buddy.
Okay.
Appreciate
you
it.
sure?
Buddy.
We got plenty, man.
Oh,
I'm
sure.
good.
Throw me one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Or we got plenty of adult beverages in there too, if you want something or a Coke or something.
You know, I mean, firemen do get off at 7:30, so like, some of them will start drinking. But I'm like, bro, I got shit to do.
You got
today,
too much stuff to do. Thanks, man.
Only if we have like, we on the fire department, if we have like a rip and fire at night or something like this, we'll get off work, and like if it was a crazy call, sometimes we will as a crew we'll go out and we'll just get beers at like 8 o'clock in the morning, go down to Rome's or something like that.
Dude, roadies are the same way, dude. You get done with loadout at 4 a.m. If we are in Chicago or there's a bar open, kidding me, dude?
Yeah.
Give me a coffee and a Coors Light.
That's
dude.
right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We call it choir practice. So we'll tell the old lady, hey, I got choir practice, and they're like, fuck.
Yeah.
This day's fucked. You know?
Yeah. Exactly. That's awesome. Good stuff. Going back to the restaurant, and that's really cool that you empower your people creatively to help, right? Because then they have some stake.
They do, man. Like
no pun intended, but
that's a good one. Though. Yeah. No, man. I'm. It's funny. I don't sit in a leadership position on the fire department, but I prescribe to, leadership in business heavily, right? Like I take a lot of what like Jocko and Echelon Front does, like extreme ownership, and a lot of their principles is how I guide what I do, which is delegation and empowerment, right? Like people got to have ownership in what you're doing, emotionally. If they're not emotionally invested, they're just going to fuck off when you're not there. But if it's if 80% of it's their idea, right, or it's their recipe, they're committed. So the reality is, and then I don't have to do all the work, right? That's delegation. So I don't know. To me, it's like it's trying to get people emotionally invested in that. So from a leadership perspective, I'm all about it, man. Like I try, and it's bit me in the ass plenty of times. Don't get me wrong. You know what I mean? But with the right people and with the right structure on that, like I don't know, it just makes sense. So.
Yeah, no, I've tried to, even though this is just a podcast, like 1 or 2 employees, I guess. I wouldn't even really call them employees. I call them partners. Like, Maddie is what helped me build the YouTube channel to what it is today, is like his method to madness and like elevating the level on the cameras and stuff. Like he's the mastermind behind it. Like, I don't know how to do it. I'd rather have somebody else have. Now I'm just following your model, Maddie. So.
That's right.
It's working. Yeah.
That's right.
The hat goes off to you, bro. Like it's creatively let me get what I wanted to achieve, because I can't do that on my own. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first step into building something, is realizing like what does your team look like? Who do you need? Right. And when you find those people, you hold on to them. That's where I do all these different things, because I'm like, if I find the right person, we'll just do something else too, like a little offshoot. Like fuck it, let's go, let's build something else.
100%, man. That's awesome. That's very similar to what I'm doing in everything that I'm doing right now, and I'm having fun every single bit of it.
What else are you doing? Tell me a few other things, because I only know so much.
So I don't even know where to begin. But like currently right now I have the podcast, which is my butter to my bread, man. It's my beef tallow to my steak, dude.
There you go. Attaboy.
It's my favorite. It's my favorite thing that I do, hands down. And I think it's just what I've realized is it's so much more of a life lesson for me, and I hope it is for the listeners too. And I think if it is for me, it's resonating with some other dumb guy out there, right?
Yeah.
Not calling our listeners dumb, but like it's a special flavor, and it's kind of my own greed. Too, in a sense, but I think it resonates, and I try to be careful and think about how it's perceived by my kids. I think is what I kind of keep in the back of my mind of like, I want to be the best lead by example that I can for them, right? But I also want it to be authentically me. Like I don't want to put on like a fake, right? And so that's been really huge, and I just realized how big my friend base was, like in the industry that I'm in, and the reason why I know so many guys from special operations and resonated with them is all the time that we spent together touring. Yeah. Because a lot of those guys go into EP or personal protection work or whatever, and me being a stage manager, I would have my responsibilities during the day, they would have theirs, and then we would end up standing outside of a dressing room for 4 hours or in Mexico for 2 weeks together, right? At one certain location. You become friends, man. Or you become enemies, and it doesn't last very long, but it's very seldom. So I just always kind of hit it off with those guys. They'd tell me war stories. I'd tell them rock and roll stories, like, you know, however it went down. And so I was going to originally like start another podcast with that. But anyways, everything just led to the mountainside almost divinely. And I didn't realize like the life lessons that I've gotten in here, like it's led me back to faith. It's opened my perspective, so many different things. This has made me such a better person.
That's good.
And it's really just shutting the fuck up and sitting down and listening to other people's perspective with an open mind. And trying to have something intelligent to ask them afterwards. Right. Which is very hard for me,
That's
dude.
gotta be the hardest
That's
part.
why the camera's shut down sometimes with the smoke, the smoke alarms go off. But no, it's my favorite. I mean, I'm so honored to like, just look at this table, what's on it. Like, everything that we started with has been given to us other than those beer steins. But in some sort of relationship to the podcast, like every piece that's in the studio. So it's kind of cool to have it now, and you know, with going on 6 years. But unfortunately, and we're starting to change some stuff around here a little bit too. But I'm really bad at asking for money or sponsorship. I was like, if people want to be involved, they'll be involved. Like Jocko's been great. They sponsored us with Jocko Fuel for quite a while, and we got to do some really cool stuff because of them. And like, I'm very picky about the brands that I align myself with. Like, it's got to be stuff that I can use. Like, the Lazy Butcher would be a no-brainer because I eat there like 3 times a week, probably. But anyways, I just monetarily, this hasn't been the best thing for me to do, right? But that's not why I'm doing it either. I would do this shit for free, right? The only thing that the money brings is it employs a couple people. It helps me out. I get to have this place and have more opportunities to have bigger guests on, right? Or people that I want to talk to. So my background is rock and roll touring and live production stuff. At 18, I left here. No, I was actually 20 when I actually left here, but I was touring pretty heavily before that. And I just knew that I wanted a career in the music industry and touring specifically, and I just didn't take no for an answer. And I sacrificed. I lived in a garage in LA for a little while, for like 6 months to get my feet underneath me. And just took a gamble, and then ended up taking me all over the world. That's like cool. I've been to every major continent. I've gotten to do some super incredible things on somebody else's dime or rock stars' dimes, and got to entice them to do some cooler things, you know, as the career goes on, like being the old road dog, you know, like how would you do this? And like, well, watch this surf film. It's called Endless Summer, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm fucking love that flick, dude. Yeah.
So super fortunate, but and that's what's paid my bills, man. I've had an incredible career in that, and made a ton of money doing that, and had so much fun, and really got to kind of mold my own careers, like whatever your interests were. So did the Super Bowl halftime a number of years, and was involved with that, with the halftime performance, and that leads to having a credential to watch the Super Bowl, like on the sidelines, dude.
Add to cart,
That's why I'm doing it, dude. So, and motocross and trophy truck racing and all the stuff that I was just kind of into, and then working for some of the bands that you grew up listening to, which was kind of a double-edged sword. Like some of them, it made me hate their music. And
you start seeing the inside of it, man.
Yeah, or the real people behind it, right? It's
all
the
guy's a douche.
But for the most part, man, most of the people that I worked for, because I didn't last that long. If they were a douche, I just was like, I don't want to be part of this. I don't want to be associated with this.
Is that hard? So it's not hard to move around in that industry? Like,
man, there's so much work in it. There's so much work.
And
You have to be your work ethic. Everybody thinks that industry is like very like backstage is insane, right? There's naked women running around, and there's cocaine everywhere, and there's people are slamming bottles of Jack Daniels, or I mean, maybe in the 80s if you were with Motley Crue, but I came into it a little bit later, and I mean, we have had some moments that get pretty Western. Let's just say it that way, right? But man, you can't do the job. It'd be like you trying to fight fires. Not the same level of comparison, because you're actually saving lives. We're just putting on a fucking show, but it's dangerous as shit.
Right.
Like there's heavy equipment running around. It's very, very fast paced.
Right.
You have to be 100% organized. Like I say, everybody that works in that industry is OCD.
Yeah.
Like everything has a space. Then there's the whole, like kind of the rules of the road, like certain stuff that you don't do on the bus. And it's like you work 16 hours a day.
Right.
And then you're sleeping in a bus going down the road for 4 hours. And depending on the artist that you're working with and the schedule, like sometimes there's 7 or 8 shows in a row and you're in a different city. Boom. Yeah. And you're on 4 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And then to put yourself to sleep, you might slam a 6-pack of beer in the tour bus at 2 a.m. after showering in a locker room after everybody showered in it. It's disgusting, dude. So it's not this like super glamorous job. It takes a special type of person that has to really want to be there, and it has to be a professional at what they do. So you can't be out drunk all the time.
Yeah, you got to show
up. Partying or
I've seen
coming
that
down off of drugs. Like it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Those people get weeded out very fast.
I believe it. Yeah.
At the high level.
I've seen that at shows. Like you just watch when they switch, when there's the switch, right?
Yeah.
Red Rocks, and you're like, holy, they turn down the lights, but I can see all the fucking people. Like, I can't imagine the amount of shit that goes in to switch from Tyler Childers to whoever.
Oh, that's the easy part.
That's the easy part?
Yeah.
It looks chaotic, bro. I'm like, no thanks, man.
No, it is. It can be. But that's it. You have to be super organized. And a lot of times you're dealing with different people. Your people skills have to get very good, because you're going into a different venue every day, and it's a different union of like local stagehands. So like Red Rock specifically, it's IATSE Local 7 or something that has the contract for that and has had it for 100 years or however long Red Rocks has been there.
Right.
So they're a union, a stagehands union. So the road guys don't actually touch anything. It's those.
No shit.
Yeah, those guys, they're not allowed to, right? Because it's a union contract.
Deal.
But what you are there is to supervise them. And that's pretty much the norm in every city, whether it's a union or not. You can't tour with all those people
that it
takes to put on Metallica, right? Like you have to.
Well, and then the locals, they know the stage. They know where everything's at, right? I guess that makes sense.
But a lot of these tours, you're coming with your own set. Like Metallica, I think, is like 70 or 80 semis.
Jesus.
Of shit.
Like I guess it makes sense. Yeah.
A stadium tour is like about that big. Most arenas, like if you're going into Ball Arena, are like, I don't know, anywhere from 6 to 15, 20 semis maybe of equipment. And everything's got to go in a certain order.
Yeah.
And you literally show up the morning of the concert, load it in, the entire thing, do the show, tear it down, and go to the next city.
Holy fuck, dude.
It's pretty... It's clockwork,
Yeah.
Like you have to be on your shit. So So anyways, I'm still in that space, and I
Yeah.
do a lot of consulting in that space now. and
Okay.
One-off events, and still
Nice.
travel for that. And
Yeah.
yeah. And
That's cool.
so still in that space for some certain companies, and starting my own company in that too. More on
Okay.
the consulting side and
Good.
stuff,
Good for
and
you.
more on
Yeah.
the creative side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with some really, really good business partners. So yeah, I got
Nice.
my hands in
Good.
a lot of things. That was a very long-winded answer to your question.
No, that's cool. I don't really know anything about that space. Like the limited I know is like I work right by Mile High, right?
Yeah.
Or the Broncos, and so we'll see. Yeah, the 80 semis show up, and that's it. They sit in the parking lot, and I never really connected the dots, but I'm like, yeah, you're right. They got to load all that shit up, and then they're gone Monday morning. They're fucking gone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and somebody
It's
had to
nothing but
organize
beer
all
cups,
that shit, dude. Yeah. I know the amount of drunks that went through there.
Yeah.
They're gone too, but these guys
Right.
did all the work, you know.
Yeah,
so.
no, it's pretty wild, man. Like everybody has a specific role. It's an awesome career.
Yeah.
Like I would urge anybody to get into it, but you have to really want to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Just like you were talking about with the fire department. And I think that's anything you get involved with nowadays.
It
like
is.
if I didn't really want to do the podcast, if I was doing this for fame or the wrong reasons or to build a
Right.
business,
Right.
I still wouldn't be doing it. There's
Right.
no fucking way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
I do this 'cause I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the passion component. I understand that one all too well, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the restaurant group, is that what you're calling it? Or
Yeah, I mean, so they call it like a hospitality group. So a
Yeah.
hospitality group, which really just me and Scott, or Scott and
Yeah.
I, whatever. Yeah, essentially we'll form that. And there's a lot of reasons why, but ultimately you can kind of streamline some of your management component of it, and allows us just to be better organized from a tax perspective, really. So
Yeah.
that's the boring side of it. But it allows us to empower our people more too, like with kind of our leadership styles. Our goal is to continue to do a few more concepts and or replicate something we've already done, but down the hill or something like that.
Okay.
As long as it's tied to building ownership, because really that's where, like, if you look at a lot of these restaurants, the ones that are successful and stick around forever, they own their own building, right? A lot of people go out of business because you get 5 or 10 years into a contract as a restaurant, and then they're like, "Oh, well, you're successful. Boom, jack your rent up. Now you can't afford it. Ate right into your margins, and you're done." So for us, it's a way to protect it, but also it's an exit strategy for us too, right? I mean, because if you sold your operations 10 years from now and you still held on to your assets, at least you got your assets, right?
Right.
So you can still establish some cash flow down the road.
Oh,
So
that's
I mean,
interesting.
that's just a touch into why. But when you have something like that, it allows you to develop your people more too between concepts and take somebody from over here where you're like, you know what, you'd go over here. So instead of having to go find new people, essentially we can build up a lot of our employees that want to do more, that want to be in that industry like a roadie, right? Develop your people instead of having to go out and find them. So helps our retention and just all the little things. But
That's awesome.
yeah, it's pretty exciting, actually. If you'd asked me 5 years ago if I'd be doing this, I'd say fuck no.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. But
So it all just kind of happened, or did you envision this happening, or
No.
kind of have the bigger vision for it? It's just kind of as you went.
no, I really just wanted to do the butcher shop and a barbecue joint. That was like the basis of it, and really establish that with the supply. But again,
But ultimately, it was all to get into real estate or equity in real estate, right?
correct, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at the baseline,
So it's a
for
way to
me,
pay
it's-
your rent.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Or
some
your
of that
mortgage.
the rent comes back to you because you own part of the building at some point, right?
Right.
You get far enough into it,
Yeah.
and you increase the rent on yourself. Now your operations company can write that off, and then at some point, with
I
inflation,
might have to hire you to consult for my business.
I'll do it for free,
For the
baby.
podcast.
Yeah.
No, I was actually trying to buy the building next door.
Oh,
But,
the
yeah.
Buffalo Mountain Apparel. Okay.
No,
Or-
that one's a little bit too big and not the right setup. But I was
Right.
going to do the one that Sweetgrass is in. Or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, I had my real estate agent, but she beat me by like a few hours. Like it went on the market, and I was like,
Yeah.
called my real estate Chris Camozzi, Hoffenly. But yeah, so I missed the mark on that. But yeah, I would love to do that at some point. And that's a super smart way to do it,
Yeah.
man. Super smart.
Oh, then your effort makes sense too,
Right.
Right. Like the reality is, hey, we're putting our rent is going back to ourselves. Maybe not day one, but 3 years in, you're cash flowing a little bit on this end, and 10 years in, you're cash flowing even more. So
Right.
you're not double dipping in a bad way. You're just truly double dipping.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's rad. So Black Hat is the latest venture.
yeah.
How long have you guys been up and running since you took over there? Is it 6 months?
4 months.
4 months.
We opened
okay.
April 4th. It took us 37 days from closing to open that place back up.
Wow.
Which is a fucking...
That's crazy.
That was
That's
a
so
wild
fast.
ride, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, it is like bar rescue.
Yeah. I
That's
attribute
wild.
a lot of that to Scott McKenzie, just for the record. That guy, operations-wise. I mean, we both did a lot, but the reality is our chef, too, Francisco, that guy's fucking amazing. I mean, he was there from day one. We hired him on before, right? We took some leaps on a few things, knowing, with David that it was going to go through. It was just a matter of timing at that point. So
That's awesome.
So
Steak there, right?
yeah.
What else is kind of the emphasis there? Is it like a seafood?
Yeah, so
thing too?
it's
That kinda
steak and
stuff?
seafood.
I still haven't eaten there, but I'm going to come
All
down.
good. We got you, buddy.
Yeah.
We'll get you down there. So yeah, I mean, steak and seafood, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then on the drink side of it, we have a very elevated wine selection, and now we're leaning in bourbon as well. We actually do our own bourbon. We teamed up with a company on that one.
Oh, nice.
So we have called Rough Stock Reserve. I would have
Oh,
brought
is
you a
that-
bottle, but we sold out of it all. So I'm waiting for the
It's
next.
all right. I really don't drink. Some of
Well,
those
but maybe
bottles
your
are
other
collected.
guys.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I
but
mean.
it's great
Yeah.
advertisement
Yeah,
for you.
I
put
will.
it
I'll
in-
bring one by.
Get this town branch the fuck
Yeah,
out.
what is this shit, right? Get that Rough Stock Reserve in there.
No,
but-
we've done that. This is pretty cool if you're looking for a good. We could even do a tasting of this if you want. Or I'll just send you
Three
with that.
Rangers.
Three Rangers. It's my buddy Brandon Young.
Okay.
I want to introduce you to him anyways. Like, I need to have those guys up for dinner. Brandon's a fucking absolute stud. And he did such an amazing thing for us here in Evergreen. He was a ranger.
Nice.
And I forget.
This is fucking cool.
Yeah, I forget. I think he was third Ranger Regiment. I'm sorry, Brandon. But anyways, Army Ranger for like 20 plus years. He's got a leadership and business development, like coaching.
Oh, damn.
He does applied leadership. So you'll have to read his
Bring them
book.
up.
Yeah.
Stakes are on me. I'll have you guys up.
really?
Dude, to me, like, I love networking. And like,
Yeah.
I mentor a lot of people that want to get into business for free just because I want to see people do it. But I love having conversations just about things because I know I'm going to learn.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about doing this podcast to learn. Like I could never host a podcast like you guys, but I love having conversations with new people because I learn. Like I'm just a student of trying to absorb.
Dude, that's the
more
best thing about
information,
this. You
know?
should start your own podcast.
Oh, dude, I
you
couldn't,
need
I
another
couldn't do
thing to do.
that. Just have me on every once in a while. How about
No,
that?
I will,
I love
dude.
talking. That's it.
You don't know this, but once you sign up and say yes to this once, you're expected to come back.
Oh, all right. Fair
Ask
enough.
Pintar. I'm
Fair
like,
enough.
when are you coming back, fucker? It's cool that you have his art in there too, and the way that like you keep it local. But yeah, Brandon Young's somebody you definitely got to meet. We actually just shouted him out on the last podcast, and dude, he really cares about community and is just a salt of the earth dude. Like, we talked about this in the last episode, so I'm not going to go too deep down it. But when the Evergreen High School shooting happened, his daughter, they were at Stim's Highlands Ranch, both of his kids, when that all went down. His wife was a nurse at the hospital,
Right.
where they were taking those kids. And then Brandon was retired from the military and doing some other stuff. But I think he was working for a nonprofit at the time. But anyways, just a really incredible dude. And he hit me up right away when that happened. And I wanted to do something for the community. And I don't know if you listened to that episode, but 7 days from the high school shooting, at the same exact time, we released an episode with him and his daughter, Ellie, and how they dealt with facing that adversity of being victims of a school shooting as a parent and then also as a student.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we got so many incredible messages, a lot of them anonymously in the community, and just everybody that I know. My wife owns ballet studio up here, so there's so many high school kids that go to that and
100%.
stuff. And it was a really, really cool way to help, I think, the community, rather than like sitting here and speculating what the shooter did or whatever. It was meant just to help the community, and that was the sole purpose. And and Brandon stepped up to the plate, and Ellie both, to put themselves in that sort of light, just to help the community. It was really rad, and at the drop of a hat. So, salt of the earth, Applied Leadership Partners, and they wrote a book. It's Perseverance Greater Than Endurance. Would you mind grabbing that off the front?
Yeah, I'll
table
need to
real quick.
Snap a picture of that.
And the book is incredible.
Yeah,
It's one of the best books I read. The audiobook's awesome.
Cool.
So it's him. His business partner was a Green Beret, and he was a Ranger. Yes. And this is the book here. So it kind of starts with some war stories, but then they take it back to like principles and business development, and leadership.
Yeah.
Check that
Love
out.
it, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, this would be awesome, man. I'll dive into that for sure.
Yeah. It's such a good book.
Maybe
I would
audio,
give you that
but
one, but that one's personally signed. But yeah.
No, I'll get one. The reality is something like this, I will get a hardback of. Like again, with all like Jocko's stuff, I think that's why I like it. Is
his
same
stuff
thing.
is great too.
Talk about military, and then he gives you the business side of it. I'm not military, so I don't understand it all, but I can correlate.
But coming from the fire
about.
department and stuff, like
it does help.
It does, yeah. It's because it is kind of a military structure, like
paramilitary for sure. But I love. I mean, like to me, those the military principles and leadership. Like they always say, good things come out of war, right? Like tourniquets came out of war, like, all these different things. And you're like, there are. Like, if you look at it that way, so does leadership, right? Like, they wouldn't have formed a lot of this had it not been for their experiences. And just one reason I appreciate that even more.
That's why I think like those veteran-owned companies I resonate with so much. Like, there's so much life lesson. I mean, look at Half-Face Blades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's all developed from his time being in the SEALs teams and in the outdoors. And
right.
Like mixing the two together,
Finding ways to do it.
And then there's so many different levels to it. But these guys with their, applied leadership partners, these guys are awesome, man.
And they're local,
super.
Right? Or one of them is?
Brandon lives here, just very close to here. He's actually Dustin Jacoby's neighbor, so I would hate to rob a house on that block, dude. Former Armory Ranger and the number, I don't know, whatever Dustin is. Unfortunately, he just lost his fight this last weekend.
Yeah,
I think with a broken arm. I was texting with him, which is a bummer for him. But anyways, yeah, that would be a horrible spot to commit a crime on either of those two dudes.
Pick the wrong fucking block.
Pick the wrong block, asshole.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. But yeah, so Brandon's here, but Blaine lives, I think where the heck is he at? I think he's in North Carolina or something like that. But he's out here quite a bit.
Nice.
Because they do a lot of businesses in Denver and stuff. They'll go in and consult for a business and kind of restructure stuff for them, leadership wise, and stuff, and some of their stuff, and then they do some public speaking engagements and stuff like that too. They do a lot upstream in the Ranger battalions, and they speak at West Point and a bunch of spots in the military too. So
it's interesting with the fire department; they always bring in these leadership groups, and it falls flat with us.
Really,
and I've always made it. I mean, I haven't heard of these guys till today, but I just hear that and I look at it and I look at Jocko and
this would make sense.
Yeah,
right? For the
fire department, I can guarantee you, I haven't even read the book, and I go, oh, it's going to resonate with me, and it'll resonate with the guys. The shit they always bring in is I don't know, they bring it up, and I'm and then they don't practice it. I'm like, you got to fucking practice what you're preaching, bro.
Right.
And this type of stuff you can apply. Most firemen are paramilitary, so we could apply that, but they bring in all these feel-good fucking leadership programs. I'm like, bro, come on, man,
Right.
But I'm cool. I'm excited to check that out.
Spend the night at the firehouse. It'll change.
Yeah.
Change your mind, right?
Yes.
We're going a ride along.
Yeah.
No, these guys get it, man, and that's what I love about all those guys that I am friends with from that, whether they were a SEAL or a Ranger or a Green Beret or, I don't know too many PJs, but they're all kind of the same people, even though they're different branches, and they've all, their level of authenticity is incredible.
Yeah.
And
100%.
There's no bullshit.
Yeah.
They're a lot like you, same with cops and firefighters and fighters. Yeah. Those are
what you see
groups.
is what you get, man.
Roadies are very much that way. There's no time to bullshit. And if you do bullshit or lie, it's going to be found out very, very quickly, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you walk into a fight gym or something like that. But yeah, these guys are just, and genuinely will help people.
Yeah.
I think there's a level to that.
There's a service component.
A definite service component. So yeah, definitely check that out. Well, we should probably wrap this up, man. We got to get you out of here pretty soon. I'm getting very hungry. I've been doing the podcast fasted lately. And
Good for you, man. Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to hit up the Lazy Butcher or Black Hat.
Yeah.
They don't open until 4 though, right? Or
Both of them are closed on Mondays, unfortunately.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Today's Monday.
We will be
That's
opening.
why we got you in here.
I know. The Lazy Butcher will be open on Mondays, hopefully
Really?
before the end of the year. Yeah.
Okay.
It's just you got to grow slow. You know.
Yeah.
You got to be ready for growth. And,
For sure.
Yeah, we didn't want to force that one.
Yeah, and you
so
can't
sorry,
be a,
buddy. Yeah.
You can't be a loose one that's just available all the time, right? You got to have a
Create some scarcity.
Yeah,
around it, you know what I
that's
mean?
right.
But, yeah.
What do you guys got coming up? Is there any? I mean, you just launched the Black Hat.
Yep.
Shout
yep.
out. Is there merch available? Can people go and buy these?
They can buy these hats. Yeah, you can buy them at
This is a
the Lazy
badass
Butcher.
hat. I
Yeah,
cannot wait to rock this. I will be wearing this a lot.
dude.
Might
It's
have to
yeah.
get a second one. So one for
I got
Blaine
you.
and
Yeah.
one for
I got you.
on camera.
I got multiples. Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
you gotta get one dirty and one for yeah. We got another one coming out soon too. I'll get you. It's just the brand on the front right there. And
Oh,
just has
okay, cool.
Cowco on the side. So
Nice.
yeah.
Is that the brand that's on your arm?
No,
Okay.
it's my uncle's brand right
Okay.
there. So technically, my aunt owns that brand. She doesn't own any cattle, but
Yeah.
no, this one's personal. Like
So
I
the
keep it
Cattle
different.
Co. is your cattle company?
No, so that was David Rodriguez.
Okay.
So this was, you know David Rodriguez. He owned Black
know.
Cat
I'm
Cattle
sure.
Company.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
he ran Keys in the real quick. Keys in the Green for 20 years.
great
He
spot.
lost
Yeah.
the contract there in about 04. Went down the road, bought that building. It was Tivoli Deer. Changed it over to Black Cat Cattle Company, and then ran that steakhouse for 20 years.
Right on.
30-second story. We weren't looking for that project. He came to us because he used to go to the Cowboy Lounge every Sunday with his wife, and they'd have a beer and a burger. And then he said, "Hey, I'm going to retire. Do you want to buy this?" And I just said yes.
Nice.
Didn't call my wife. Didn't fucking call anybody. Scott was there too, and I was like, right, like we can do this, right? And so that fucking took off. But
Nice.
yeah. So no, we're actually going to reformulate a brand for our cattle expansion
Oh,
that does
okay.
tie into that because it just makes more sense if. But the problem with those brand books is everything in the
it's
world is
crazy.
soaked up. So
Yeah.
I got to reformulate that. Probably doesn't matter to most people, but it matters to me.
Yeah, it's a
Have
big deal.
Have a right brand, but
That's
yeah,
cool.
So
No, that's awesome.
yeah.
Do you guys have any other ventures in the pipeline or anything you want to plug or anything?
I
that-
do. I don't want to plug the next one right now
Yeah.
because it's
Okay.
we're under contract on something and we got a fucking sweet concept, dude. And it's
Nice.
close. It's let me put it this way. Here's what I will tell you. It's closer to you now than my other two locations.
Oh, really? All right. Cool.
And assuming we go through our due diligence and everything pencils out on the project, and if we close on it, we're fucking doing it. And then we will start letting people know what we got going on. But I don't want to burn that hype out too soon because we're probably 9 months from being able to open doors anyway. So yeah, so that's
Casa
good.
Bonita Evergreen, right?
Fucking why not, baby? Cliff divers. Get my man over here
Gorillas
cliff
here.
diving, right?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Ball guy.
Hey, we need that
place,
too, right?
I remember going there as a kid. I haven't been. Have you been back since the South Park takeover?
No,
or-
we've
okay.
made reservations and had to cancel. But
Yeah.
I remember, when I was younger too, man.
I was shooting blanks,
Fond
dude.
memories,
Yeah.
dude. I loved that
That
shit.
place was rad. The food was fucking horrible, dude.
Atrocious.
I think there's better microwave dinners than.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've leveled it up now.
I heard they have. Yeah,
Yeah. Is it? Have you been since they reopened?
yeah.
What's the deal over there, Maddie? What's the?
It's like
Is everything South Park like? Or is
there
it?
is a giant Cartman there though. that
Is
you
there?
can Go find, but it's just classic Casa Bonita.
Is it?
Yeah.
So the gorilla
cool.
cowboy, like
Yeah, the gorilla kind of runs around, hides. They have like the puppet shows still,
really?
and then Trey Parker and Matt they voice like the skeletons outside of Black Bart's cave.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
What a great marketing.
Maybe we
ploy.
need to do a field trip down there, dude.
you
Take
go.
the
Good.
kids. Yeah, that would be cool.
I dig that.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. Crazy couple Evergreen boys too.
I know.
Yeah,
That's the
which is
crazy
wild.
part. Yeah.
So much talent that comes out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just
100%,
hoping I get a little bit of it.
at some point, right?
Well, Evan, man, it's been really awesome having you on. I can't wait to have
Yeah.
you back. Honestly, we'll have you back. Let us know how we can help you out.
9 months with a new thing launches.
Yeah, welcome,
yeah, dude.
welcome to the community, the
Appreciate
mountainside. Even though you are a bigger staple in this community where we're at, but I kind of call this our own community. So
Yeah.
it's awesome, man. We'll be bringing some guests in, and
I feel
we
you.
have, dude. We're so lucky, man. Like I've had Donnie Vincent fly in to do the podcast. I don't know
Nice.
if you're familiar with him,
Yeah.
and there's some huge people that come and visit Evergreen specifically, and it'll be awesome to take them to your restaurant. And then it's kind of funny. A lot of the guests will go back and listen as the guest list grows.
Right.
So I'm sure a lot of those people, shout out to all of our former guests that are listening right now. Like, hey, introduce me to Evan, or like, let's go to the restaurant. Careful, you now own Brandon a steak dinner. So
I do. Hey, that stands, baby. Let's go. So
all right, cool.
We'll get y'all down there.
Awesome. Well, Evan, thank you so much. Anything else you want to drop? Let's drop all the social media, website. We're going to put live links. If you're listening to this right now in the show notes, or if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be links to Black Hat Cattle Company, Lazy Butcher. We can put your personal up there if you want.
You can. I'm not really active, but whatever. I don't care.
Is it a public?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't really give a shit if people follow me.
Yeah.
But now one of the other things we got going is above Black Hat, we built an event center. So it's just starting to go public. It won't have its own feed, but on our website, it's called Heritage Hall. So we built a super sexy bar up there, Western bar, old saloon style feel. There's cowhide panels on the front. And then it's mirrored back with brass foot rail. You feel like you're out of the 1800s, probably what it felt like here in Evergreen. But it's an event center, so you only sit about 120 people. But again, really, there you go.
So it's kind of like that Cowboy. Have you been to Jackson Hole?
Yeah,
the Cowboy bar there.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, similar to that. I mean, it's really more of an event center, but we want to try. We're going to host a ton of like pop up. I'll get you down there for some of our pop up.
Dude, you know what we should do is, Maddie. We're starting a Patreon here. Or we've had a Patreon for a while, but we're going to start doing some bonus content because it's a way to help us out here, so we can get some bigger and more guests and do more here. Maybe do more than one podcast a week. Yeah. So it's it's a way for kind of a crowd-funded support for us.
Yeah.
But in turn, we're going to do some bonus stuff because we have all these crazy opportunities to go this archery range, this shooting range, go here, go to these fights.
Right.
We're just going to start filming some of it and putting it on anybody that wants bonus content on Patreon.
Cool.
So if you're listening to this right now, go and sign up for our Patreon. It's about to get really cool. Maybe we can come down and shoot an episode in there of just like a quick tour or something of it.
It'd be awesome, dude. I mean, the other thing is we can probably, I work with a bunch of nonprofits, not saying you guys are, but the reality is there's ways we can do fundraisers as well, just to kind of help give back to you guys. I mean, you're building this thing organically and everything else. You talk about the funding side of it and I go, cool, I can donate, but I don't know. There's got to be a way to figure out something where we do some sort of event that just directly benefits you guys financially, and I'm all about that shit. This is one big community and let's raise the tide.
I've always wanted to do like a Christmas party or something. Like maybe not at Christmas, like Christmas in January or something, right? Like
I got
after all the bullshit blows over, of all the mountainside guests and just have them all in one room would be so rad because we've all helped out each other in so many different ways. But I might take, there's something super interesting that I want to do for the community. Cool. That's kind of a separate business venture. I just haven't had the time to do it, but I would love for you to be a part of that. Would be super rad. And
let me know, dude. My ears are open.
Super beneficial to so many people outside of this community too.
Yeah.
So
cool.
That's awesome, man. Well, definitely support Evan, support everybody involved. Scott, any other partners you want to shout out? Or
it's really just me. It's probably my beautiful wife, Samantha. She's pretty amazing. Yeah. She does all the back end bullshit on the back end with accounting and all man. So she's behind the scenes. You know what I mean?
That's the worst. That's the roughest job. So
she really supports and Scott and I on what we're doing. So,
that's awesome, man. Yeah. Well, you guys got an incredible thing going. So happy to have you in the community and doing everything that you're doing. So if you are in or around Evergreen or plan on visiting, or even if you're in Denver, pop up for a day, man. Yeah. Come have some amazing barbecue or a badass steak and lobster tail.
Cool.
And wine.
Appreciate you guys having me, man. This has been a blast.
Yeah,
time flies when you're having good conversations. So I appreciate
we've been at it a little over 2 hours now. So thank you, dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate all
you guys.
everything. Yeah. Appreciate everything.
Thank you both.
Maddie, take us out of here.
Thanks for listening to the Mountainside Podcast. If you haven't had a chance to do this already, please take a moment, follow, like, subscribe, or rate on whatever platform you catch the Mountainside Podcast at. If you'd like some more information on upcoming episodes, safety tips, access to all of our affiliates, and all the badass discounts that we get here at the Mountainside Podcast, check out themountainsidepodcast.com.